Yeah, it screws everything up. But I can't got music, I can't get anything. It's still all broken.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Why couldn't they just pull it?
And I can't even go and sneaky get an APK because subscription doesn't work as well.
Oh, jeez.
Which is kind of how I'd get around it if it was any normal thing. But because there's a subscription on it, then it breaks it. How weird.
Recording in progress.
Oh, you're back. Hello.
Oh, what happened there?
You just dropped off.
Oh, okay. Well, I was watching a YouTube video, so my internet didn't drop out.
Interesting. Yeah, you just disconnected Zoom then.
Oh, okay. Well, hi.
Even the stream stopped. That's why I thought it was your internet.
No, YouTube's on. I'm watching YouTube. I've got that video going.
Maybe OBS is having a hard time.
Just everything's broken. It's the end of the year.
Yeah, it's amazing that they decided to break stuff now, eh?
Is it because we're doing anti Game of the Year?
Yeah, probably.
The stream's still up.
Cool. Yeah, it's back now.
Okay, well, we have watches.
Yeah, we're 2 minutes to go before we start. There's a countdown. We have a watcher, do we? Watchers? Watcher.
We have some. Let's go. Hello,
Hello.
chat. Ah, brilliant. So you're still recording? You still got the recording going?
Yeah, because it said... Yeah, it did say, didn't it? You're recording. That's what woke us up.
Cool. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Hello, chili dogs. Can you hear us?
Just over 1 minute.
Oh, oh, goods.
Ah, okay. So it seems that they pushed an update to it, which broke it on the Play Store.
Oh,
This was 2 days ago.
oh, beautiful. That's
It's
good.
broken everything. Like all the back ends are broken as well, which is awesome. They have a Discord. No, I'm not putting no sound on the video because it's loud, possibly.
Thanks, Lee.
So it's not going to play the intro music, is it? Or the
No.
intro movie or anything?
No,
Man.
3, 2, 1.
And we're live.
Well, that's why I counted you in, so you'd start talking.
Just making sure. I was just wanting to make sure that our faces
Well-
did show up on the stream.
Okay, right.
Since everything's all broken again. It's lots of fun. Right. Let us begin. It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to reveal our Game Awards tonight. It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to raise the curtain on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, XboxCastational Game Awards tonight. Hey guys, how you doing?
Oh, I loved it.
Wow.
I loved it. Good job.
Now you can see why I had that song stuck in my head all day.
Yeah.
I didn't notice, but yeah. That's great. A fantastic job, Kyle. It's a pity it wasn't sung, but we forgive you.
I could try sing it, but I don't want to lose any more listeners or viewers.
Fair enough.
It's the end of the year now. No one cares. Everyone's done.
Yeah, silly season has arrived indeed.
Indeed. Yes.
So, this is our Game of the Year Awards show, guys, and it's all of us here. Mr. Lee, how are you doing?
I am very unhappy with Illigato at the moment. They've broken everything.
Yeah, it sounds like they just waited. They waited for tonight, and they're like, wait a minute,
Let's just.
we use them.
Yeah, no, everything's broken. Like we couldn't log into the app. App wouldn't load. Uninstalled the app as you do, and then app was gone, all over.
Yep.
No buttons, no music, no nothing. Just us.
That
So-
is annoying as anything.
Yep.
Man.
So
So Lee's getting off to the show being quite annoyed. Simone, how are you doing?
I'm okay, mate. No, I mean, we've kind of been under the weather for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
And you're still suffering today. On top of the fact that you still are incredibly sunburnt from Friday.
oh, day of music and dancing in the sun.
That's
Yes.
right.
It
Actually-
said it was going to be 24 degrees. I didn't realize when they said 24 degrees, that's how far away we were from the sun.
You're very cheeked, actually. Yes.
Oh, I'm so red, and it's been ages trying to just calm the farm and get the skin back to.
You need to put some of
normal.
that after sun stuff on you to.
Yeah, I've got a bottle here.
You've been doing
After
spraying
sun
it.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I've
Just
just
keep
been.
lavering it on yourself.
Yep. So when I need to get out the chair, I just relax and just slide out the chair onto the ground
That's
like
right,
it's
yeah. You just get slid across the floor into the corner.
Like a red slug.
Yeah. Nice
Oh,
and
Carl the
toasty
red
warm.
slug. Nice.
But the good thing is, one of the good things to come out of this is that at least I'll be a healthy shade of non-translucent for
Yes.
Christmas.
In a couple of days, you'll look lovely. At the moment, you just look a bit burnt.
Yep.
Like an overdone steak.
Exactly. Yes. Amazing. So not going out again this year, then? That's it. You're done. You've done your sun
Well, I
for the
mean,
year.
yeah, that's my suntan for the year.
Yep.
It lasts me all the way until this time next year.
Nice.
Although in saying that, Kyle, can we have a look at your bicep quickly?
What about it? Which one?
The tan line.
Oh, the tan line. Hold on. I got to try. Yeah, I got to get this shirt tan to be a bit, to a bit more overall.
Yeah,
So-
and unfortunately, we can see you in the Zoom chat, but
Yeah, the
listeners
viewers can't see it.
We'll just have to give them a photograph later on.
Indeed.
Shirtless Kyle.
So what I'm currently looking for is any sleeves that kind of end where the shirts end and anything that covers the head, and then I can just take off the shirt and get that part of me tanned.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, like long gloves.
Yes, nice. Oh, you get those ones that like you have a cigarette on a long thing, like the one where
Yeah.
like those. So
And then a nice wide brimmed hat because I clearly don't need to have my face tanned again.
no.
So-
Or
then
your
I can-
scalp.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit
the-
sore.
The joys of losing hair and outgrowing your hair is
I've no idea what you're talking
Yep.
about.
indeed.
So, shall we,
Indeed.
Kyle? Shall we first introduce the categories for this game of the year?
Well, before we do that, I just have a little thing I need to say that's still part of the intro, and then we can go.
Oh no.
There's a whole
Is he
order to
quitting?
this.
Is he quitting? Is he done?
Oh no,
I'm sick
big
of you
news.
guys. Yeah, I'm sick of you
Well,
guys.
you know, game of the year always announces something exciting.
No, that's right. It's unexpected.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yes. So big news, Kyle.
Oh yeah, indeed.
And now we're building it up. It's going to be really disappointing. Isn't
Yeah,
It?
I'm so sorry.
Gonna be terrible. Actually,
I don't
I'm
like
not gonna
sun.
say what I was gonna say. I'm gonna leave it for the end now, since you guys are being
Oh.
smart.
Oh,
and
come on. You got to
nonsense
say it
about
now.
it.
Yeah. Well, now I'm intrigued.
Mm.
You guys can stand tuned
Everyone.
until the end of the show.
Everybody, all the listeners are wanting it,
Kyle, by the end of the show, we will have forgotten.
and so would you.
No, it's written down, so I will know. But anyway,
So 4 hours from now, you're going to remember.
indeed, because it's written down. I actually wrote it down this time.
Okay.
So it's great. So we have a whole order to this podcast because it is our last show of the year and we feel like we have to be at least semi-organized. we don't only do our Game of the Year awards, we don't only talk about categories and pat ourselves on the back for what a great job we've done. We also pat our patrons on the back for the great job that they have done, supporting us by giving us their hard-earned dollary dues. And in fact, their hard-earned dollary dues has allowed Lee to purchase a new mic.
Guess where it is? No, so guess where it is?
Auckland.
NZ Post messaged me on Friday and said, delivery on the 6th, it's been picked up by the courier. This is on Friday morning. I was like, oh yeah, so it should be delivered today. And then it updated on the next day and said, it's arrived in the thing. A delivery on today. I was like, okay. And then the next day did the same thing. And then now it's stuck on, what day is Tuesday? So yesterday, it was stuck on yesterday still, saying it's being delivered on the 2nd of December.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's in NZ Post. It's actually in Napier, but it's just sat in the...
Have you thought about going to them and just...
No,
saying,
because I went to their website to complain, and they've got like a 7-day delay on some stuff. Like they're 7 days behind.
That's
So I thought I'd
amazing.
ring up and they'll say, they're saying if it's in New Zealand, if they ordered it, it's 7 days after the day you order it, which is tomorrow. So it was ordered on the 30th, so it should arrive on the 7th in theory. But yeah, for them to say it's with the courier, I was like, oh, that's good. And then to say it's in the depot the next day, I was like, yeah, that's awesome. Love that.
Brilliant. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. So in other words, the Hog Game of the Year show next week, you'll sound better.
yeah,
that's
it's tomorrow.
the- yeah.
Tomorrow or next week? Tomorrow, isn't it?
Next
Hey.
week.
Oh, next week, yeah. Okay.
Oh, no, that's fantastic.
Yeah, hopefully if it arrives, who knows? I might have lost it. Someone might have nicked it. Who knows what's going on?
Yeah, who knows? It reminds me, when I ordered the RAM for the new laptop, it's coming from a place in Melbourne to me in Melbourne, and it went off to the depot, and then it went off to a different depot, and then it came to a depot very close, and then I got an email saying, oh no, your package is delayed, we can't deliver it. And I go, but the depot, it's 10 minutes walk away. I could go pick it up if you just like...
I
let
know,
me."
that's almost what I was tempted to say to them. Just ring up and say, can I come and just get it? Because it's way easier.
Yeah, I'll arrive. Look at my face. Here's my license. I can prove where I live and I am who I say I am. You have a package for me. Give it to me.
Yep, I
And
was
they
not
just go,
impressed.
sorry, it's delayed. And it was delayed for 3 days in the depot, 10 minutes from us.
Yeah, so that's what they say, 2 to 3 day delivery delays once it gets here. That's what it says on the website.
I think it's all lies.
I don't
I
understand.
think they don't have it. I think they're just hoping that it arrives by then.
Oh, see, I know it's there because they've actually scanned it and it updates automatically now. So they're a bit knackered, aren't they? Because now everything gets scanned and it gets picked up when it gets scanned. So I see they've scanned it in Napier.
Yeah, you think so, but they could just quickly change that. Oh, it says Auckland. Quick, just
I just
change
flick a
the
button,
back into
change it.
Napier.
Yeah, that's true. They might have just different, like, they have different scanners for different parts of the world. And they just
Yes.
randomly scan to pretend it's moving.
Just randomly scan anything coming into Auckland. Oh, yeah, your package has gone to Singapore. You- Wait, what?
No, not that. Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully it will arrive at some point.
Yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
it gets here.
I might
And
need a
then
new
you can
arm.
all-
Is when my arm's strong enough to hold it. Oh, I shouldn't do that because I annoy everybody. Sorry.
Yeah, donk, donk, donk.
Donk, donk, donk. Yeah. So I might need a new arm, but we'll see. Hopefully this arm is pretty sturdy. It's kind of...
It looks pretty sturdy, so I think you should be okay with it.
You'll find out. I might need to buy a new arm for a road arm or something. They reckon getting the road arms are the best ones.
Of course, Road would say that.
No, everyone says that.
Yep.
Everyone says that.
Yeah.
All the reviewers and everything say just get the road arm because it's really strong. It's really kind of holds everything really still.
I see. And underneath, do they have the affiliate link to the Road arm?
Sure.
Because it's we are completely unbiased. Also, here's our
Yes.
affiliate link.
Yeah.
10% goes to us back from Road. Thank you very much. So we started off this nonsense by talking about the patrons and then made it about ourselves, which is pretty on point for what we do,
Ugh.
which is fantastic. So we have patrons who have throughout the year, they're come and gone, but most of them have stuck with us. Most of them are still supporting us. Most of them are having lots of fun in our Discord and telling us what we should and shouldn't do, and we are probably
We're-
ignoring them.
We're at an all-time high.
Indeed we are. So, going through the patrons, do you want to kick us off, any volunteer?
Okay, let me bring up the sheet. Okay, so we're starting from the jesters.
Indeed we are.
Shall I just name all the jesters, shall I?
Yeah, just go through all the jesters.
Fantastic. Okay, so now many of these people have multiple names, so many of you will know them by both. So I'm gonna say both. Okay, so we have a handful of jesters, so that's our lowest tier. And in no particular order, we have Charlotte / Charmander from Hog. We have Tony, Chili Dogs, who is in the chat with us right now. Thank you for being here, Tony. Thank you for supporting us. We have DJ Hero, who is a long-time silent listener, if anything.
Yeah,
Indeed.
he's been in our Discord for ages, isn't he? Doesn't really say much, though.
No, he's a busy man. He has his own podcast as well called Zyber Games, and he streams on Twitch as well. We have Emily and Kyle. You haven't put down her gamer tag, but it's
She
it
has
is Japanese.
Waifu, isn't it? So?
Yeah, she's got best
Best waifu.
Best
Best
waifu.
waifu on
And also-
Xbox.
And Haruhuri. I couldn't spell it, so that's why I left it out.
Haruhi. Haruhi on Twitch. Then we have Lee / Keith / Perky Turkey,
Ah, Keith.
whom a lot of our listeners have met in person now.
So
Indeed.
me and Trevor were talking, me and Kingsman were talking, and we explained to Tony the story of Keith. It was so funny. We were just dying of laughter when we were telling the story. It was so funny.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Fantastic. We have Rebecca, Spirited Sojourn, one of our IRL friends and one of our first patrons, and then came back. I think she came back when I was doing the Sims stories, I think.
Ah, yes.
And then one of our newest patrons is Michael KV, all the way from Slovakia.
Yes, and he's very active in the Discord. It's good to see.
Yes, yes, he is.
And
He's
also
a
put note-
proper achievement hunter as well.
Oh yeah,
Like he
is.
doesn't
He's an
muck
actual
around.
achievement hunter.
Actual
So he gets a
proper.
bit disappointed with us, I think.
Oh, absolutely, but he knew what he was in for.
Yeah.
It's
And-
not like we don't warn them.
No, that's right, and he gave us $1 anyway, so...
Oh, good on us. We must be doing
So-
something, right?
That's right. So there we go. That's all our jesters, guys. Thank you so much. Literally every dollar counts, and we like to put it towards good use, like a new mic for Lee.
Indeed.
Indeed, so I can sound amazing. Unless boingy and less keyboardy.
I think you mean more amazingly.
Oh, more amazing. That's right. Yes. Yes. Well, it's supposed to take out all the keyboard noises and stuff as well. That's why one of the reasons I got it.
Ooh, okay.
Ah,
This will be better. at
Kyle
that.
needs one.
He does. Yes. So if it works for me, Carl, then your next purchase will be that, I believe.
I suppose so. I'll just have to wait for next year's Black Friday.
Oh yeah, $100 off. It was actually a really good deal.
Very good. So,
I'll grab the next one,
cool.
just because it's Gary, G-spaced,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
fellow Englishman,
our only squire.
not only squire. That's right. Yes, we only need one though.
We
he
do
runs,
only need
runs
one.
around, kind of helping out the knights,
Yes,
No wonder he's
cleaning
so
their
tired all the
horses,
time.
cleaning their stables out, that sort of stuff.
that's right.
Speaking of knights, we have Daniel and Russell, also known as Scarred for Life, who's now Rabbit Dad for Life in the Discord.
That's right. I can never remember his name. Daniel, by the way, is Lone Star Tiger.
Oh,
Lone
that's Lone Star Tiger.
Kyle,
Lone
you
Star
forget
Tiger.
this every time.
It's because he doesn't have his gamer tag in his email like everyone else.
Nope, he's a unique individual.
Indeed. And I just base their gamer tags on their names on the emails when they sign up.
That's fine.
It's like
Now
we
we
know what
know.
we're doing.
Almost. So, our queen is Diabolic Jester, or good old Randy.
He must have been the longest reigning queen ever. This guy.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's
Well-
technically Queen Elizabeth, isn't he?
He's rivaling Queen Elizabeth. Yeah,
He's getting up there, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
definitely. Queen Randy.
And now she stopped being queen, then he's got a chance to catch up.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's right.
You think maybe this is America's chance to take back the throne?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. It's a conspiracy.
But he has some contesting to do with our king.
Yes.
And Simone, do you want to reveal our king?
And our king, of course, is the lovely Darker Shadow NZ, also known as Noel in real life, whom a lot of our people have met now that he's come along to PAX. So thank you again, Noel, for everything that you do, including the moderation work that you do in the Discord and on Twitch.
And
putting up with our stupid questions.
subscriptions for me and my Twitch channel, which is awesome.
Oh, yes.
I've got 4 now.
Oh, look at you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
He's also our main purchaser of stickers.
Yes. He basically pays for everything, doesn't he?
Yes,
He does.
he does sponsor the entire podcast. So thank you guys. Thanks for supporting us throughout the year. Thanks for hanging out and believing in what we do, even though sometimes we don't believe in what we do ourselves.
We have no
because-
idea what we do.
Exactly. We can't believe in it if we don't know what we're doing. We just arrive and talk nonsense. And clearly you guys like it, so we're just going to continue doing it until someone tells us to stop.
Please stop. For the love of God, stop.
Vegas.
No one's arrived. No one's landed in Australia and come and knocked on our door.
Come on,
Like,
can you please?
give me your microphones. Give me your mics. Please just stop. I'm going to
And
pay
maybe-
you.
Maybe
Patron?
Elgato knows something. That's why they took the app off me. Maybe they're like, if we just take one bit at a time off them. Like OBS decided to stop streaming for a second for some reason.
Interesting.
Maybe there's like a conspiracy.
Yeah. Maybe that's why your mic hasn't arrived yet.
Yes. They're like,
Yeah.
no, you might sound too good. And then you might keep going more.
Yeah.
That means we're onto something. You know how that works.
They're fighting us.
yeah, we're uncovering the deep state.
Yes, deep steak. Yes. Cool. Okay, so
Yeah,
next
that's
on the list of things to do, Carl, because we haven't actually got a list. I don't see a list, so I imagine it's in your head.
No, the list is in our OneNote as per normal.
Where?
So next up we have that we want to talk about is we want to tell everyone about our podcast stats that we did this year.
Ooh.
Oh, I see how the list works. Okay, I got you.
There we go. Look at that.
Look at that,
I
that's
didn't just
amazing.
put stuff in at random.
Well, a little bit.
It's got some thought behind it. So 2022 was a colossal year for us. We met a lot of cool people. Our podcast went up by 23%.
23%. That's actually really cool, isn't it?
That's
And
not
Kyle,
bad.
that's in terms of downloads.
You know, you put in 2020. Oh, is that versus 2021, 22? Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's in terms of audio listeners. So our audio
Okay.
listeners increased 23%
Fantastic.
versus last year. We managed to get 5,600 downloads this year.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of downloads.
That's a lot of wasted time, guys. Why are you listening to us?
Well, no. Our listeners are smart. I'm sure they're doing something while they listen. Because if you're just watching and listening, guys,
Sorry.
that,
Sorry,
Yeah,
but
sorry.
you know, this doesn't include our. We've actually gone down because of Twitch and YouTube. People don't actually listen to us both times.
Yeah.
So we should have
So-
put up our Twitch listeners. We don't actually how many Twitch listeners we had the year.
Yeah, we should have gotten some Twitch stats. That
Don't
would have been
forget,
very.
don't forget Twitch stats, do you like that?
If we had been more prepared, we probably could have found them somewhere.
Yeah, true. We're trying to say we're not prepared.
Well, no, I'm just saying we're not as prepared as we normally are, which is more than
No, we
not.
are. This is really, really prepared for us.
This year
We made lists,
managed
guys.
to crack to 24,700 downloads. We are literally 300 downloads away from 25,000 all-time downloads.
all-time downloads.
All time
Yes.
downloads, yeah. You
Which
can look
is-
at that. So 20. It's actually interesting looking at the graph. 2019 was 2020 the same. 21 dropped because of COVID, basically, because people
Yep.
weren't
Yes.
traveling, and now 22 is back up to what it was at the same levels before COVID.
That's right.
Just a little bit higher, yeah, than it was
Oh, it
in
is a
2020.
smidgen, isn't it? Yeah.
Do you want to share your screen, Lee?
Well, I can try. It's hard.
Well,
If it doesn't work, that's fine.
Give me a
That's
second.
fine. I just thought maybe you'd forgotten. Because the next
No,
stats
because
are pretty.
OneNote is really bad
Oh,
at actually
You're right.
existing.
you're all right.
It
Yep.
doesn't even show up as an app. It's really insane. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh. I think
look
they
at
fixed
that.
it.
He's managed to fix things. On
And
the
Simone's
last
disappeared.
part.
Where's
Yeah.
Simone gone, though?
I take that back. Lee hasn't managed to fix
Right,
anything.
I pressed the wrong button. It's okay. It's all good. That was hilarious. Bye, Simone. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Oh, hi. Hiya. OneNote. OneNote. Oh,
Okay, wait. As
Wait.
we all wait with bated breath to see if
this
Lee
is
can manage to
exciting.
solve
Can it? Does it work? No.
No, it
That's
doesn't.
okay. Shall we carry on? 'Cause
Continue.
I'm going to get a sore bottom.
That's what she said.
Let us carry on with these stats. So, from this year, most of our listeners, most of you guys are in the States, in the good old USA. In fact, of the 5,600 downloads we've had this year, the download/listens, 3,500 come from the US alone.
That's a lot. That's more than
insane.
half.
That's a lot of you guys listening to us. So if you're in the States, we have a few listeners in the States. You can join our Discord and actually play with them on your own time zone. Hashtag
Yes.
join our Discord.
I would say less than half of our Discord community are American. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
But then,
Everyone just
yeah,
say
there's
yeah.
plenty to cater for the American gamers and their time zone. So,
Yeah. But I'm just saying, we have a lot of listeners from the States.
yeah, we do.
More than are actually talking back to us, which is very interesting.
Why? We don't talk about the States. It's so bizarre.
We talk about Kiwi stuff like Pavlova.
And
Trajan.
EB Games.
EB Games. That's right.
Our next biggest country demographic is Australia.
Woohoo!
So the fact that we've moved here means that clearly people here are listening to us more.
I must admit that stat was interesting because I don't know any Australian listeners.
Well, Cameron,
I
Is
don't
he,
think
is he Australian
listens.
though?
He is, yeah.
No, he
Well, I
does
mean,
listen. No, he does listen. He's told me he listens.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, 601 downloads are from him then.
yeah, clearly.
Because he
The
said
next
we often talk about the podcast.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Our next country is New Zealand.
Fantastic.
Well, that's
Yay.
lucky.
Yeah, I mean, at least we are getting to our target market, even though it's third on the list.
Yes.
And the next two are quite interesting.
Yes.
It's the United Kingdom and Ireland.
Interesting, right? We
Yeah.
don't know who these people are.
We have 128. What his name is? 186.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we
186.
do. He's our newest.
Who's joined into the chat, which is great. Thanks for joining us, 186. Yeah. So we've got them. And unless Gary has been listening on a VPN, that's I think we could get listeners in Ireland.
That's what's happening. Hi, Gary. How's it
Yeah.
going?
Now here's a challenge. If we want the UK to overtake New Zealand, people are going to have to share us around.
Yep.
Yep.
In fact, if we're going to have to get anything to take on the States, then everyone outside of the States is going to have to show us around.
That's right. I mean, the States outweighs all of those combined.
Yeah. it's a
But
bit
yeah,
ridiculous.
Ireland is an interesting one. I'd love to meet you,
Yes.
Mr. Ireland or Mrs. Ireland.
If you're in
Exactly.
Ireland and you're listening to us, jump into our Discord and please tell us how you found us.
Or
Because
ping us.
we are
Just
literally on the opposite end of the world.
if you you can ping us on Twitch. You don't have to, or Twitter even. You don't have to go into
Yes.
Discord. Discords are scary sometimes.
Yes.
We're in a few places.
We are almost everywhere.
Yeah.
But looking at the map, we have hit quite a few continents. We're in the Philippines, we're in India, we're
Oh,
in Namibia,
India.
we're in Brazil, we're in Venezuela, we're in
No.
Mexico, we're in Canada, we're in Russia, we're in most
Remember,
of
we had
Europe.
that Swedish guy listening to us, and he was saying, "I'm learning English listening to you."
yes.
We were like, "That's really bad, dude. You should listen to us."
I would not do that.
I wouldn't do that. That's probably not a good idea.
Where's Slovakia on the list?
It's a good question.
It's a good question.
So yeah, we're in most countries, and in fact, if you guys are interested with this map of our listening map to see where the listeners come from, let us know, and we can put it up on Twitter for you if you find it interesting.
Yeah.
For us, we're a big fan of stats because we are just fantastic
we are
nerds.
geeks.
You know what's interesting? We have no listeners in South Africa. They obviously don't like us, Kyle. They've abandoned us.
And
Or have you
matter how
abandoned
much I
them?
share my podcast with my family, they just don't listen.
Yeah.
I've even
Sad.
said to them, you don't even have to listen. Just download so that South Africa pitches up on the map. They can't even do that. Shocking.
There you go. Yes.
I like how he celebrates and we see a... Oh, there we go.
That was really hard.
Well done.
That was
Well done.
really,
There
really
we go.
hard.
There we go, guys.
I was wondering why you were so quiet for so long.
I know. I was trying to do stuff, and it was really hard. Like now, OneNote doesn't work in the browser. I couldn't do that. I was trying to do it in the browser. It wouldn't work. Doesn't see the shared mailbox thing. What do you call it? Notebook.
Yep. Wow.
That was
There we go.
exhausting.
So if you find our stream on Twitch or YouTube, you'll be able to see the map of where our listeners are from. And hey, if you see that your country is represented,
Yeah.
it's our Discord. You might have a
I
friend.
feel like Africa's a good target. We haven't got any really in Africa. One place in Africa we have seem to be
2 places. in
Yeah.
Africa.
two
Carl,
places.
was it Namibia? And what was the other one?
I believe that's Namibia, and the other one is up north. I'm not too sure which country that is. It's
Egypt.
no, Egypt's on the opposite side.
Oh,
Morocco?
the one next door to Egypt.
Is it on the left? Is it?
Yeah, on the left.
Yeah, it's Morocco because it's joined to Gibraltar.
That's the one.
Oh, look at you knowing the map.
No,
I'm
I know.
impressed.
No map stuff sometimes. Only that's me though. Don't know any more.
I know one country in Africa.
Yeah,
and
I
luckily
could.
it
I've
was
been
the
to
one.
Jib and I could see Morocco from Jib. That's why I know.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that the only African country you know is not South Africa. It's another one.
Yeah, Morocco. Well, South Africa's the very bottom one. I know that because you know
Yeah.
that's it though.
No, you-
Oh, Madagascar I can see as well,
Ah, yes.
which has all the lemurs or whatever they are.
Yes.
But
James.
yeah. So Carl, just a question, and it's okay if you say no. Do we have stats from last year? Because New Zealand used to be second.
We don't have stats here for last year.
That's okay. I know I put you on the spot.
But we could probably do it quite easily on Podbean.
Yeah, we could probably find it pretty easily if we think about it really hard.
Well, not too hard.
Don't worry about it now, because
So-
we haven't even gotten into the meat yet.
Well, last
This
year,
is a
I just
tease.
found the stats quick.
Oh, you did.
August.
Cool.
We were at 19,000 downloads. We did 4,600 downloads for the year. New Zealand was on 434 total listens for the year. And this
What
year,
number were they?
New Zealand, they were also third.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, 434 New Zealand.
Oh, yes.
And this year, New Zealand is sitting at 472. Now,
Hey.
is that because we've released more episodes this year? Because this is
Yes.
the most episodes we've ever released in a year. Or is it because Tony started listening, so we have a new listener who's now
Yes.
clearly sharing the podcast with all her friends and family?
Yes, clearly. I do love that last year Canada was 5th and Ireland has taken over
Yeah.
Canada.
Interesting.
So,
Germany's
Country
up there.
stats.
Germany, Japan, Spain, Russia. Ireland was way down last time with 30 downloads.
Man.
Oh my god. Getting sucked into stats, guys. 2 people in Brazil. 2 downloads from Brazil.
So in terms of the podcast,
The
stats for this year-
aliens are downloading our stuff. There's unknown. 22 unknowns.
Oh.
It's the aliens.
that's probably North Korea.
No, we're probably just beaming it towards the moon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Completely
Yes.
right.
Ah. Yeah, it must be.
And
Yeah, it must be.
for the last stats for this year, from where you people actually listen to us, a whopping 30% of you guys listen to us on iHeartRadio. If you
Yes.
don't watch us live.
Really strange.
Yeah, well, I didn't know iHeartRadio was that big of a thing, but apparently it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Massive.
Gary found us on there. And I said,
Yes.
I
Well,
think it was Gary.
Hard
Was it?
for life.
Gary found us on YouTube.
I was at YouTube. Well, someone found. I asked someone how'd you find it. They said, "Oh, just look for podcasts, for Xbox podcasts and iHeartRadio," and you popped up.
It was, yeah, Scarred for Life, I believe. Found
Oh,
us
Sky
there.
for Life was it?
And I think
Okay.
also Diabolic Jester.
Okay.
So people that Google Xbox podcast somehow land on us. So
Well,
you
we're
guys
an
are-
Xbox cover podcast, so
I mean, it's pretty good going. So most of you guys listen on iHeartRadio. The next one is Apple Podcasts. Then on Overcasts, and then a massive 7% on iTunes.
That's very strange, guys. And it's very interesting that there's no Spotify on that list.
it's next.
Is it next?
Yeah, 6% Spotify,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then generic. Oh, Podbean app is next after that,
Okay, that is very
and then
interesting.
Chrome, Google Chrome,
So people are listening in the browser.
Edge is there.
Yeah. Good to see Edge creeping
Podcasts,
up.
yeah, Firefox, Stitcher, yeah, Pandora. A few people on Pandora. Amazon Music Podcasts. Who knew?
Oh, nice. We just signed up to Amazon Music Podcasts this year alone. So
We have other.
That's cool.
Our biggest number is 21% of other. 1,235.
Yeah.
that's amazing. Well, that's pretty much all the stats for the podcast for this year.
Top 10 downloaded.
job,
The
Mother.
Bethesda Showcase was the most downloaded with 100 downloads.
Fantastic.
Yes, and that had to do with timing, I believe, because we got that out next day.
Yes.
Yeah, we were very, very organized for that. More organized than we have any right to be.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
Well, I mean,
I know
we
completely what you're saying.
sell
It's not
ourselves
like
on
us.
I'm in
not
denial.
being organized. So thanks, guys. That's all the podcast stats, but the stats don't end there. No, siree. We have personal stats. So stats for all three of us, where we get to now toot our own horn and see how well we did this year in terms of gaming, and so that you can gauge how good of a gamer we are,
Yeah.
and where we should get good.
Please
So-
be nice.
We are people that listen to us are very nice. I don't think they will be mean. But I pulled all our stats from True Achievements because that just seems the most logical and easy place to pull things from.
Very much so. Yeah.
So for myself, I'll just start us off with the stats.
So I just do this one at a time, or do all of us at the same time?
The whole lot, I think. To be honest, I don't think listeners are going to find this particularly interesting. So,
Oh, I
We'll do
do.
it quickly.
I think this is amazing. What are you talking about?
is that because you're on top, Lee?
I'm kicking your ass. Yes.
That's the only reason. So this year, I got 501 achievements up to today.
Not
I
bad.
could have more by the end of the year.
It's nearly 2 a day.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
With a total of 33,319 gamer score.
Get those Freddy threes in there, mate. That's good work.
I think it was pretty good.
I think you should have got another like 12 or something. Just make it free though. But
Yeah, I think I should have tried harder. But the year's not over. We can still do this.
yes.
Next up, I started 31 games this year.
No. What's the one you missed a couple there?
No, well, that's ratio and true achievement.
So how was your ratio? What was that?
No one cares about
Terrible.
ratio. No one cares about
How many baby
ratio.
games were you playing?
All of the baby games. No one gets to 33,000 points by playing non-baby.
Oh, really? Okay, we'll see when I get to my ratio.
Oh, yeah, we're about to see.
Okay.
So 31 games started, 50 games played, and 16 games completed.
Completed being 100%.
Yeah, 100%
100%,
achievement.
yeah, including DLCs and all that, yeah.
Yeah. Not too bad. Now, Simone, do you want to go through your stats?
Sure. They're not very interesting. I got 332 achievements as of today, I'll say. The year's technically not over. They were worth 9,250 gamer score, so nearly 10,000. I had the highest ratio out of all you guys
Yes, did.
at 1.61. And I started 14 games this year, which is, I think, a record for me since starting the podcast. I played 37 different games this year, and I 100%ed 3. Now, I grabbed another quick stat manually, counted how many game stories I had finished, because one of my goals this year was to finish game stories.
How did you do that? I was kind of curious how you did that.
Well, I just had a look at what games I played this year and used
Oh,
my
you just-
memory.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was trying to work out if there's actually a thing I could change to look at it, and I went, no.
No.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
No.
I looked at
So-
them in my brain.
That's right. So I spent a lot of time this year working on my backlog, actually, and I finished the game stories of 13 games this year,
Whoa.
which I thought was more than Kyle, but I'm wrong,
Oh,
and that's
how many
okay.
game stories did I finish?
Well, I don't need to worry about your game stories because you 100%ed 16 games, which is already 3 more than my game stories.
I see.
Oh, yeah, that's sad.
You're sad. So
No,
yeah,
I'm not.
well done me. Well done me.
It's very good.
Yeah, good job, Simone.
Thanks.
Percentage-wise,
Wow.
it's still quite decent. Like, starting 14 and finishing 3 is decent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty good
well,
going.
these 13 games I didn't necessarily start this year.
Oh, yeah, just tidying a backlog up. Yeah.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, so that's me. Sorry for boring everyone. Go, Lee.
Really boring. So boring. I got 1,117 achievements, which is ridiculous.
That is
There's
a lot.
of achievements.
It's insane, yeah. 57,000 gamer score this year. So I only got 100,000 this year, didn't I?
Yeah, both of us cracked the
look.
100k mark.
Yeah, right at the beginning of the
Yes.
year. And I kind of did nearly 60,000 since. That's insane. Because I'm at 150, coming up to 150, about 1,000 away for 150 now.
Man,
Realm 1.45 ratio. The Grid Legends game was helping because that's like a 4.5, 5 or something, that game.
Yeah, that's
okay.
right. Otherwise, you would have been deathly low.
That's right, yeah, almost as low as Carl.
Yep.
I started 71 games this year.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That is a lot of games.
I was looking through my list of games. I was like a log. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. That's I can't remember playing that game now. Actually played 100 games, which is a nice round number.
That is a very round number. That's very nice.
Yeah. And completed 18. Which is quite good for me because I've only completed like 31 or 32 total since I've been playing.
Yeah,
So to
nice.
complete 18 is like.
Yeah,
a step
well,
up.
that's because you became an achievement hunter this year.
I did, as you can tell from my achievement hunting. I did, yes.
So with just a few stats, just a bit of maths, you started 71 games. That's about 6 games a month.
Yeah, the problem is I've been getting into free keys for doing demos and stuff as well, which doesn't help. So I'm getting a few of those here and there. And
Yep.
then going, ooh, shiny.
As is what we want to do, I suppose.
Exactly, yeah, just keep playing games, it's fine. Although I've been actually quiet the last few months, been trying to finish games off, so it's interesting I've managed to start that many games.
Yeah. But I like how you're like, no, I'm just going to be quiet now. I'm just going to finish some games. And then the very next week you say, oh yeah, I've just started a new game.
Yeah. I know. It was looking at me.
It was funny.
Oh yeah.
It was looking at me. It was that stupid gun game was called? Grave Gun or what it was called. And I was like, I need to play the game.
Yep.
It just sounds
Grave
ridiculous.
Core.
Great, yeah. And then Goat
fantastic.
Simulator appeared. Yes. So no, it does help. But yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I'm trying to get some games completed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's probably going to be the mantra for next year.
So Kinsman said to me, he said what you should do is every game you start new, you should complete a game before you start a new game.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. He was trying to do a 2-for-1. He was trying to complete 2 games before starting a new game. That's what his mission was this year.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, good luck with that.
I've played
There's so
like
many new games coming out.
how many games have I played? I played like 350 games or something stupid. So I have a bit of space there to be able to how much have I started up? Yeah, I've got a bit of space there to have enough games to complete one. 366 games I've started. I've completed 48. Oh, there you go. That's actually higher than I expected.
Yeah, that is pretty high. Man, pretty good going. So, I've only played 133 games and completed 58.
Wow, okay. That's crazy.
I've got 460 games in my collection, though, which is interesting.
That
That's
includes Game Pass.
Oh, no. I was looking at the wrong total there. Sorry, I've completed 63 games, and I have 208 games in my played games, and 704 in my collection, which is interesting.
Well, it includes Game Pass and EA Play.
Yeah, so that helps boost those numbers up, gets them out of the rookie number.
That's right. You need all the help you can get.
Indeed. We need more games.
Indeed, yes.
So,
more games.
that's the stats for the podcast. That's the stats for ourselves. And now it's time to get on to what everyone's here for, the actual Game Awards. Now, the way this is going to work is we've got a bunch of different categories. We're going to go and talk through each category. Then we've got a listener choice that we're going to talk about that category with, and then carry on going that way.
Sounds good.
So, our categories are, we have the biggest surprise of 2022, the best story, the best time sync, the best looking, so the best graphics, the best multiplayer game, the best score, best music, what are you excited for in 2023, the honorable mentions, the anti-game for 22, and of course, the game of the year. All of these awards are personal games that we have played this year, not so much games that have come out, because if we were to limit ourselves to games that have just come out, we would have 3. Yeah.
Well, you say
games
that,
don't
but
make a good
I would
podcast.
probably be okay. But I think it'd be very quiet, me just talking away for the whole podcast, basically.
Yes.
That's right.
If we were to
I'd be
limit ourselves
like-
to that.
I'd be like Naraka for everything. Thank you very much.
Thank you, yep.
So yeah, we would pretty much just be facilitators for Lee to answer the questions if we limited ourselves. So that's what differentiates our Game of the Awards. It's games that we have played this year, not games that have come out this year.
Can I say they're all Xbox games as well? Or is there any PC
That's right.
games? They're all Xbox games as well.
all Xbox games. We did open it up to say games with achievements, which lends to PC Game Pass if you have those type of games on PC.
Yeah.
But it's mostly Xbox games because we are an Xbox podcast and we're working gamers. Sometimes a game will come out and it'll be years before we can get to it. So then we don't know if it's a good game or not. We can't give it an award. We actually have to play the game to award the game.
That's
We're not
right.
like the others that get
That's
paid
right.
to award different games.
Ooh.
So, on that bombshell, on that bit of controversy, our biggest surprise of 2022, what game or news came out, got cancelled, got announced, that made us actually sit up and go, wait, what? What's going on? Mr. Lee, do you want to start us off?
So I've got two. Only one of them is a news item,
Okay.
which is the Activision purchase.
I think that
Oh.
blew everyone away this year.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I know, yeah. And I was just sat here going, actually, that was because I wasn't thinking of news items. I just did a game, but then I was actually Activision, but them buying Activision is insane. Like it's ridiculous.
Yes. And all the drama that's come with that.
And the drama's funny, yeah. And PlayStation.
Oh,
now
the
shooting
drama's
them-
fantastic.
It's shooting himself in the
Yes.
foot constantly, PlayStation as well, which is really hilarious.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah. And there's so much, it's so kind of every week there's something new as well happening all the time. And all this information we're getting off the back of it, like all the Brazil stuff that came out. How many sales and all the, like how all the deals work in the background, the money companies were getting for doing all this stuff, how PlayStation are paying Game Pass, people do not go on Game Pass. It's just incredible, the information coming out. And I wonder if Activision are never going to talk to PlayStation ever again after this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I definitely
Yes.
get that feeling.
Yes. So that's my surprise, Activision. We could talk about that probably for another half an hour. But, so Immortality I'm going to drop in there
Oh, yeah?
because I'd never really played a game like that before. And it was really fascinating. And I really needed to talk to people about it because it was so fascinating to me. Because it wasn't, I expected to play it and go, oh yeah, it's like a weird kind of video thing happening and you click randomly and, you know, because I didn't look into it, I just played the game. I just went, oh yeah, this looks kind of cool.
Yep. I'll just play it.
Just play it. And then I was like 6 hours later, I was like, what the heck? I just don't understand the game. It's really fascinating to me. And everyone plays it, have gone the same. They've gone, yeah, it's interesting. It's a really interesting game.
Did you finish it?
No, I never went back to it, no. I need to go
wow.
back to it. I need to go back to it, definitely, and finish it, yeah. I don't know if there's a finish, though, properly. I don't know how it finishes. That's what kind of worries me.
Yeah, I think in Immortality, you collect all the films and all the the behind the scenes and all the rest. Once you have all of that,
Yeah.
then I think...
But you
everything.
work out how Tim died or something. One random how someone died, don't you? But I did that and didn't know how I did that, so that's what I'm concerned. I won't actually realise I've got
Yes.
achievements and stuff without
Yeah.
knowing it and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah. Welcome, Kingsman. Finally, you're here. We can now start the podcast.
So, that was Lee's biggest surprise. Simone?
Oh, I'm so sorry. After that, my reply is stupid. Okay, so for me, it was we hear about games being pushed back quite often,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't feel like I'm not aware of a game that got pushed back quite as often as the campaign for Halo Infinite.
Oh,
I
yes.
thought I would be playing this year.
And multi's
And-
playing the dual screen as well. Like couch co-op was destroyed and
Co-op.
gone and all that. Yeah.
Yes, specifically co-op. So 2022, Kyle and I were going to play Halo Infinite campaign. And it's
Indeed we were.
bizarre. Sorry, Kyle?
Indeed, we were.
We were. And we're in December now. And, well,
So I got an invite to the beta for the multiplayer, which I missed because it's on my I don't check my Hotmail account that often. And I was randomly
Oh, yeah.
checking it. I was like, oh, invite for beta. It was like last month. But it's still not out, is it? They still haven't released it. It's still messing around. Or is it
No, I
now
think
out?
it's out now.
Is it fun? Oh, the winter update. Yeah, okay, the winter update.
Yeah,
was
the
included.
winter update, it's out now.
it's
But
out now.
We decided
they've
to go
said
into Halo 3 ODST instead.
we did, and that was for achievement hunting purposes. I think there was a target that
yes.
that came in line, but when they said we're not going to do local split screen, we thought, okay, well, we'll stop waiting for that.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was my biggest surprise, that it got pushed back that
So
many
much.
times. I
Yep.
mean, that was pushed back more than, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the Series X update for The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't
did-
think they ever give that a date, did they?
They said
Really?
last year, then they said this year, and now it's
Yeah.
coming this year. So,
Yeah. And you know that one of the head multiplayer guys just quit at Halo as well last week.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah,
brilliant.
so that probably doesn't help.
No, not in the slightest.
Yeah. So there we go. Sorry about my lame answer. Kyle, what's your answer?
There's no, it's a
Biggest
good one.
surprise of 2022, apart from, of course, Activision Blizzard, because that is probably going to be everyone's biggest surprise, is Persona on Xbox.
Oh, yeah. I
I
clearly didn't think about my
never
answer.
thought I would see the day that this would come to Xbox, and it was announced at the Xbox Bethesda showcase, and I collectively lost my mind. And I've been playing it, and it's great. And the fact that it was coming to Xbox is such a good surprise, because
It
it just
is.
means that it's opening the doors for more of these weird JRPGs that have been big on PlayStation to finally make their way into Xbox, and we can get some different games, some very interesting, weird games that I've really missed playing on Xbox.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So- Yep.
Just having a quick look at the chat. Did you guys have a bet on what Kyle's answer would be?
Kingsman said to me he's going to say Persona at some point as an answer.
It doesn't count because it's not specific enough.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Well, we'll see. It might come up again. Is that, That's what
Exactly.
you're saying, Kyle?
This is
no, well-
Kingsman was like, I bet Carl's game is one of the game of the year or something will be Persona 5. That's what he said.
You got to be specific. If it's going to be a drinking game or a bingo game,
Oh
you
yeah.
gotta say, right,
The
biggest
drink was
surprise,
just
yes.
me dropping a drink in, but yeah, no, we needed a bingo. We actually needed a bingo call card to kind of do stamps and then do a shot each time or something. But,
That is a
There we go.
very good idea.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Actually.
Why am I not drinking whiskey? I've got whiskey. I could go and grab a whiskey. Anyway. Yeah, it was so funny.
For our listeners, the biggest surprise of 2022 that I chose, because this was a fantastic answer, was Tony's answer. Her biggest surprise was that she purchased her first Xbox.
That is so exciting. And look at her now.
I know.
She's already 100% in games.
And they're a
competing with
PlayStation
the
house.
grid.
They were actually a PlayStation house before as well.
Man,
Really?
Like previously, they'd had like the 3 and the 4, and and maybe even the 2. Like they were fully PlayStation.
Fantastic.
and look at you being an influencer.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing that Craig, Tony's husband, said was, "Does it have? Oh, what's that stupid? I've got him on tip of the tongue. That card game?
Magic the Gathering?
No, with 3 letters.
MTG.
No, my word, no. It's 3 words. Each one's got 2 letters in each. It's Qui-Gon Jinn or something stupid like that.
Solitaire.
Oh my god, I will shoot you. Come on, Tony, help me out here.
Okay, but the
Yu-Gi-Oh.
answer was yes, it's on Xbox. Oh,
Yu-Gi-Oh, but that's yeah. So that was it, and that was the only question. He's like, is it on there? And since then, Craig's basically played Naraka the whole time. It's all he's playing is Naraka.
Yeah, fantastic.
That's hilarious.
Fantastic.
Oh, so good.
Yes.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah. So
I'm
funny.
with you. I'm with you.
So the next category we have is the best story. Which story would you like turned into a book or movie? It was so good. It brought tears to your eyes.
Tears to
Simone?
your eyes.
Okay, so this one wasn't hard because most of the games on my list didn't have a story.
Oh, yes.
So take this with a grain of salt. However, I really enjoyed A Plague Tale.
Ah, yes.
And I think the main reason it's my top story of this year is because the story is simple. And, well, you guys know me. I forget stories. I
Well,
find
you're simple.
them... Hey? Because I'm simple. Yes, well, yeah. I mean, I don't play games for a story. I play games to get the high. And I'd read a book rather. Okay? So, for example, of a complex story, anything that happens in Gears, I don't know what's going on. However, A Plague Tale is simple.
Wait,
We're
there's a
in
story in
France.
Gears?
Apparently so.
Oh,
You're
your
in-
eyes hurt me so.
Sorry, Kyle. You're in France. It's oldie time. Your mum and dad die. There's a rat plague, and the Inquisition has arrived. And you have to get to the castle somewhere safe, and you've got to try save your brother from this.
And it's
Weird blood
it's like
thing.
a to B, isn't it? Like there's a beginning, a middle, and an end to this thing as well.
That's
Like there's
right.
actually a proper story, isn't it, as well, which makes it.
It's a proper story, 16
Yeah.
chapters or something.
Yep.
I think, to be honest, I think it helped that I played the whole game in 1 month, so there weren't breaks in between.
Yes.
So that helps. And yeah, I'm sorry that I forget games, but Plague Tale still wins.
Brilliant.
Well, you didn't forget that game. Like, you went, oh, I know. So it kind of worked.
Well, I'm in danger of forgetting what Pentiment is about.
Oh, no. Okay. There's lots
I
of
mean, I know
words.
the general gist, but there's several suspects, and you got to try and hold this information in your brain. It's not like watching an episode of Sherlock where it's over in an hour.
Just keep
and
telling
a
you
half.
stuff and reminding you all the time, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So there we go.
You
It's
should
enough
get a
from me.
notebook for Pentiment.
I should, but then I may as well read a book. I'm not going to sit there with a pen and paper next to me. And the pen and paper can't be my phone because I can't flick between XCloud and a note-taking app.
I see.
So
Mr. Lee, your best story.
See, I was actually going to go Cyberpunk because I like the story in that. But it's a
yes.
TV program, so I decided it's a really bad one to choose because it is actually a TV program already.
Interesting, okay.
But does the TV program follow the same story, or is it a different
It does
story?
now. They've added it into the game.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I feel like
Okay.
they're going to do more and more. And there's tons of books and stuff out about it already. There's a whole
Yep,
bunch of stuff,
that's
isn't there? So I went, right, okay, so I went through all my games. I completed Story of Shadow of Mordor
Oh,
this year. I know.
welcome to 2015.
Oh, I completed it on PC many years ago, but decided that I should, and I complete it on Xbox now. Says you still playing Cyberpunk 2 years later.
That is so rude, Kyle.
I have
Especially
to give him
since
a
the
hard time
whole,
about something.
especially since this whole episode is games we played this year, not games that came out this year.
That's right. So I thought this was a classic because it didn't come out this year even the slightest. It's been out for like 10 years probably. And it's
Yeah.
an awesome story. It's such a good story as well. Like, it's a really interesting story. It's got a really good pace to it and would make a great book. It's TV, movie, something. And it's nothing to do with hobbits or Gandalf or anything like that as well. It's like a completely different story. It should have
Yeah.
been the TV program, basically, is what I was thinking to myself, the one that came out. Rings of Power.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, that would have been a really good story.
That would have been fantastic.
Yeah, because it's got Kilmagor, whatever his name is, in it. Because he's the one. He's your ghost, isn't he? The guy who actually makes the.
Celebrimbor.
That's the one. Yeah. See, I had no idea what his name was. Yeah. Yes. So he's in it because he's the one who makes the rings, and he's actually in the whole game because he's your ghost, isn't he? He's your
Yes,
kind of
yes.
shadow fighter person.
He's your ghost.
He's your friendly ghost like Casper.
Fantastic.
Moody Casper.
Moody
Shadow
Casper. He has
fighter.
issues. Yes, he has issues.
Interesting. For me, this might be a bit of a controversial answer, since we have not completed this game properly, but so far, the story...
No, Kyle.
What?
Not Persona 5.
Persona?
No.
Oh, good.
Nope. That game I've barely touched the surface. I cannot
Yeah.
judge the story.
Well, that's why it was a big no, Kyle.
No. So this is Halo 3 ODST. Simone and I are most of the way through it, and the story it's a simple story, but it's done in such a different and unique way that I really enjoy it.
See, I remember last year I had the same feeling because I'm sure it was on my Game of the Year stuff last year. This
I
game.
think it was.
Best story, Halo ODST.
Oh,
There we
look at
go.
that.
And best score, Halo ODST as well.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's a fantastic story so far from what we've played, and I can just imagine the way it's going to end because of the feeling and the emotions going through the whole game as we're playing it.
No. Do you think someone's going to die?
I think everyone's going to die.
Oh. Oh, no. I wasn't prepared for that.
Oh, spoilers, sorry.
Man, I tell you, every time the chapter changes to the rookie, the music changes.
I know.
And it's sad.
It hurts,
and I just
doesn't it?
it does. And he's looking at something, like a grenade
He's just
that went off.
so
or something.
lost and so kind of
He's so sad.
and like, yeah,
And even though you can't see his face, and it's always raining.
that's right. It's so good though, isn't it?
So
The
sad.
music is so good in that game. So
It is
good.
so good. It is good.
Yeah. See, I said
Yep,
this to you, and you were very dubious, weren't you, when I was saying this game is the best of the Halos? It's so good.
Yeah, I was dubious, but it's winning me over.
It does. It's a slow
great
burn,
story.
definitely, especially when you start jumping around different characters. That you kind of get into it
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a fantastic story. I wouldn't classify it as a Halo game.
It's
But
set in the
it is-
Halo universe. That's all you could say.
Yeah, but it's not a Halo game. I wouldn't have called it Halo anything. I would have called it like ODST, a Halo story or something.
Well, what do you call Gears Tactics? Is that a Gears game?
Halo.
No, that's a tactics game with gears on top.
Okay.
So yeah.
What do you call Halo 5? That's not a Halo game.
You know, a Halo story. Same thing. You just
Yeah.
give it the little subtitle.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Halo
But
universe.
it's called, what are they called? What are they called? The drop soldiers, aren't they? That's what they're called.
Yeah. Orbital drop shock troopers,
That's it, yeah.
which they don't seem to be very shocking or dropping much.
Well, they got a bit
They
shocked when they
drop
got dropped. I think that was about all that happened. Right at the
Well,
beginning.
only if it was an accident.
There was stuff happening that was very shocking at the beginning.
Uh,
Yeah,
Actually,
that's
yeah.
a great choice. Such a good choice.
Does Halo Wars count as a Halo game?
I don't think so. I think it's also a game set in the Halo universe. So I wouldn't call it a Halo game,
Okay.
but that's just me. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Our
Think you're-
listener's choice for best story is chosen from Lone Star Targa or Lone Star Targa.
I go, yeah.
He says A Plague Tale Requiem.
Oh, he finished it.
Yes, indeed. And
Ooh.
I mean, he says he put this down as his best story. So, with everything that's come out about this game, it must be fantastic.
Yeah.
Is that the next thing to play, Simone?
Oh, maybe.
You know
You
you
should
got
play
to.
it, Lee.
I want
Play
to,
it and
but
tell
I
me
need
how
to
it
buy.
is.
Oh, I see. I want to play the first one first, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I need
do
to
that.
buy that. I need to buy that to do that. So that's
Yes.
yes, that's the problem. Lesson wants to give it to me.
Rude.
Yeah, you got to ask. Yeah, I do want to play the first one though, definitely. Especially when it
Yeah,
sounds like
absolutely.
it's a kind of you can just go do it in like 15, 20 hours and it's done. It's out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Do it.
Do it.
Right.
Do it.
The next category we have is the best time sink. Which game pulls you in every time, hours and hours later, you can just carry on playing it. It never gets old, in a way. And I'll start, since I haven't started in a while. For me, this is No Man's Sky. This year, Simone and I got really into No Man's Sky to the point where I wanted to get a freighter, and so Simone got a freighter instead. And then I wanted to start a village, and then Simone got a village instead, or a settlement.
So you play this because of jealousy, FOMO, basically.
Oh, it's even worse, Lee. All these things that he wanted and I got instead happened when we were playing together.
Yes.
Oh,
So he had to
you're
watch me get these
taunting him
things.
with your new stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
Although Kyle,
Yes.
to be fair,
To be fair.
the second one, to be fair, the second one that you mentioned, the community
The
colony,
settlement, yeah.
you passed on that.
Oh no,
You said these guys are too much of a.
Oh,
what
that's
did you call
right.
them?
too much of a drain, too much of a hassle.
Too much of a drain. Yeah.
They're gonna be so
Leeches is basically what
Oh,
you were saying. These guys are
leeches.
leeches.
They
So
will drain
I
my
thought, well,
resources. I don't want them
That's
around
right.
me. Yeah.
that's right. And I thought, well, YOLO.
And
And now
then
he's
Carl's
jealous?
like, but I want them now. Please can I
Yes.
have them?
That's right.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
With this game, No Man's Sky, I have spent 51 and a half hours playing it, which is quite
That
good
is
going.
impressive.
And the one thing that stood out to me about this game is each time Simone and I sat down to play, 3 hours would just disappear. And we would go, oh no, it's bedtime, or oh no, we got to do dinner, or we got to do something. And it never felt like, when you play some games, you'll get to a certain amount of time, 2 hours, 3 hours, and you go, right, time to stand up. I need to go do something. I need to just have a change of scenery. No Man's Sky never ever got like that for me. It was always just, 3 hours has disappeared. Crap. Okay, now we got to go outside and go social, or we got to go do something. It was always something else crept up to pull us away from the game rather than us looking to do something different.
Yep.
So for me, that was the best time sink this year. With all the updates that came out for it, and the fact that it is on Game Pass, that allowed us to jump in and just play for fun and just exploring the game. It's really
It's got a good loop, isn't it? That's what it is. There's always something to do.
Such a good loop. There's always something to do, and you can always just, I want to go do freighters now, and then you figure out how to get the freighter thing spawned, and so you can do that, or you just.
I
wanna
need
see a new
power.
planet.
I need power. I need batteries. I need a bigger room.
I want to research stuff, or hey, we should do this. Let's go have a look here. And the fact that Simone is playing a very short, fat alien is fantastic. Cracks me up every time.
Yay, geek.
So, Simone, what is your best time sync?
So, strangely, this one comes with a bit of history.
Oh, yes.
I had several options for time syncs. I gravitate towards time sync games,
Mm-hmm.
and I settled on Age of Empires Definitive Edition because I started this game this year
Oh, yeah.
officially. But of course, I've been playing Age of Empires since I was a kid. It was my favorite game for a very long time. Now, the first time I ever played Age of Empires, I was at a friend's house and I was allowed on the computer, which is often something I wasn't allowed to do. And I don't know if you've ever had this, if you've ever experienced this, but if you sit for too long and you don't stand up, you don't do anything, when you do, your legs are kind of half dead. And there's
And
this
you just
weird,
fall
it's
over.
not, that's right. It's not pins and needles as such, but there's something weird happening there. As a kid, it was Age of Empires that I ever experienced that feeling with. And I have no idea how long I was playing for. Now this year, I got back into Age of Empires Definitive Edition, going through the campaign, and it's good. It's a good thing that these little campaigns have an ending. Otherwise, I just play.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Are you
and I
looking
think
forward to Age of Empires 2 coming to console?
no. I played this on PC.
I know,
No,
but
Age
it
of
could be interesting on
Empires-
console because it could be multiplayer console gaming. Like all three of us
Well-
plus people could. I think it was like 8, wasn't it 8 players at once or something?
Yeah, 8-player max.
Yeah, 8 player
Crossplay?
max. Well, who knows? Possibly, yeah, it's PC. It's Windows, so yeah. It's Xbox,
Okay.
sorry, so yeah, possibly. Microsoft doing it.
Yeah, I'll admit that although it sounds interesting, like many things on this planet, it doesn't sound like a good idea. I'm so sorry, Lee. No, PC strategy game should be on PC.
I know,
And
but
that's my
yeah, we can
final
play it on
answer.
PC, definitely. But it might be quite cool. They've actually, there was a whole video on how they were messing with the controls. And they were trying to work out what people normally do next. So they were kind of raising certain menus to the front for them. So it'll be interesting to see if
Yeah,
it actually works.
I'm sure they're going to do a very good job.
You just
but,
want to sit down on your mouse and keyboard.
That's right. How will I drag my little square box over my people?
You just
a
do
good
it. There's
question.
buttons. There's buttons for that.
There's buttons.
There's
Okay,
always
fine.
buttons. I don't know. Yeah, it was
Consider
interesting.
me
to watch.
semi-convinced. I'm still not going to play. But thank you for the advice.
Mr. Lee.
I put the Ascent down
Ah, yep.
because I've completed that game 3 times now. You said you put 50 hours into. I could actually check. You said you put 50 hours into No Man's Sky, which is a
Yep,
game that doesn't
that's
really
right.
end.
Yeah.
I put this up here. I put in 61 hours in a game that does end. Normally after 20 hours or 25 hours.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, I just because I like playing it and I love the whole thing about the whole game. Like I like the environment and stuff, and it's really fun to
yeah.
jump in with someone who's low level, and just help them wipe out areas and blow things up. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, ran through a cam. It was really fun running through a cam who ignores the story completely, and Keo as well was there. He actually wanted to do the story and was going to play it again because he wanted to actually know what's happening, rather than just killing things.
Ascent came out this year.
Oh, I don't know actually. I feel like it did. I feel like it came out.
I'm trying to
21.
remember when
No, July 21 it came out.
Yeah.
Okay, yep. So you started it last year
Yeah, and it came out
and
with
got
DLC.
back into it.
Got DLC
Yes.
came out. That's what came out. That's why I'm back into it. So I 100%ed it again, which was nice. And I've
Cool.
just started it again with Tony. Oh, and Kyle.
Yes. We still need to run through it.
Yeah. So Tony's like, "Can you give me a hand?" I was like, "Yeah, sweet." And you've already started a couple hours in, weren't we? We had a really good 2 hours. It was real fast. Like that was a really good
Yeah,
2
those
hours of
2
gaming.
hours just disappeared.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, come here, look at this, do this.
Yep. It's a cool game. Really love it. Real fun game. Good
Yeah, it's a cool
mechanics.
game.
Multiplayer's a bit broken, but you kind of just put up with it. I do. I just put up
Yeah.
with multiplayer being broken, but
And yeah, the twin sticks still takes some getting
yeah,
used
it
to.
does. It takes a while. Yeah, it took me ages to start with. That first few battles was really hard because you've no idea, and I never played twin sticks like you, so I didn't know what I was doing. So you just kind of, you know. And now it's awesome, but yeah, it did take a while.
Yeah.
Fun game.
From our listeners, the best time sync Gary has chosen Any Guesses, what he's chosen as his best time sync for this year.
Football Manager.
Oh, I was going to say
Yeah.
NFL 2023 or something.
Oh yeah, maybe
Yeah,
ice
it's
skating,
really- ice skating, yeah, that's right. He's really into his ice skating.
baseball,
Olympics,
2023.
the Beijing Olympics game.
Beijing Olympics.
Oh yes, no, hang on. Is it the gymnastics game?
Maybe lacrosse.
You know the one?
Lacrosse? Isn't there a lacrosse game? Lacrosse 20 didn't
Oh,
that come
that's
out this
right.
year? Yeah.
Oh no,
It's
hang
the-
on. It's ballet. There's screenshots.
Oh, yes, that makes
It's the
complete
Monster
sense.
Energy presents Monster Energy Supercross Monster Energy 5 Racing Monster Energy. His one that he
Yes.
chose was Football Manager 2019.
Oh, 2019, not playing the new one, playing the old one. Wow.
He's playing the old one for some reason. Come on,
Okay.
Gary, what are you doing?
Come on, Gary, step up. My horse and me. Yeah, actually, it's probably what he's playing, really, secretly. Even though he's saying it wasn't, it was his daughter playing it. But
Yeah,
we all
absolutely.
know, Gary. We all know, Gary.
We all know.
We know what.
So, from best time sync to the best looking game, which is the game that, when you loaded it up, made you say wow, which had the best graphics, which made you be thankful that your TV has Dolby Vision or HDR10, and which games could you not stop taking screenshots of? Mr. Lee.
I thought long and hard about this one, because there's certain games that you play and they kind of they all have a certain look to them, like FPSs and stuff like that have a certain look to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually went for the Ascent, purely because of
yeah.
the style of the
Ah.
game. I really like the style of that game. And I
Yep.
love
Yep.
it when they go, and when you do a screenshot and actually pause the game and then zoom right in, the amount of detail is insane. Like down to
Yes.
water, rain in puddles in detail. Like it's insane, considering how far away you are actually from it. And I love
Yep.
the way they do all the camera angles when you're moving around. Like as you're going through different areas, this camera sweeps around and gives you different perspectives.
Yeah,
And
like, it zooms in a bit and like kind
Zooms
of
in a
swings
bit.
around a lot.
yeah, I think they did a really good job, like visually with that game. I
Mm-hmm.
think they've done a really nice job of that, and it's completely kind of. It's not like 11 people made the game or something. It's insane. Such a small team made that game.
And it looks fantastic.
It does look
I do agree
fantastic.
with you.
Yeah. And every time you go into it, you're just like, and even Cameron was kind of going like, it's insane. Like this is such a good looking game, such a cool looking game. So I went for Ascent. Didn't go for a big game because I thought actually no, I really like Ascent. Every time I jump into it, I go, this is such a cool looking game.
Wow. That's
And then they
fantastic.
added swords.
What more?
Then they added swords. So
I mean, what more could you want?
what do you need?
Yep. That's so cool.
Yeah. Awesome game.
Simone, what is your best looking game for this year?
I love that you said, what could you not stop taking screenshots of? And this was a very easy choice for me, and that was A Plague Tale: Innocence.
Yep.
So, Kyle, when you started playing this game, it didn't have a photo mode.
No photo mode. It didn't look nearly as good.
It
as
wasn't
the
4K,
Series
was it?
version.
Did they 4K or just 60 FPS? What have they done?
4K as well.
4K 60. Okay.
Yeah.
It now has a photo mode, which is fantastic. So yeah, and I spent a lot of time taking screenshots, submitting them to our competition. A lot of the times they didn't win, which I think they should have. But this game is beautiful. This game is not only are the graphics good, but it's also shot beautifully. You know when when you're watching a TV show and you just think to yourself, this is shot beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
That was A Plague Tale: Innocence for me.
Oh, that's brilliant. Good answer. Because
thank
I
you.
remember all your Plague Tale screenshots.
Yeah.
So,
They were easy to take good ones.
for myself, the best looking game, and this will probably come as no surprise to anyone, is Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, see, I was tossing up between that one and Ascent, you see. Yeah.
Yeah, this game I could not stop taking screenshots of. Every time I load into this game, I just stand in the middle of the road and look at the city and then get hit by a car. It's such a good looking game in just about every environment, from the desert to the city, when it rains, when it's sunny, when the new dust storms come through the city. It looks fantastic.
Cool.
There's just a lot going on that just make the game look really good. And
The outfits,
style.
surely. And the outfits, come on.
Yeah, and I mean, looking good in the outfits, making your guns look really cool, but just the style of it, the fact that you've got metal eyes essentially, and so everything is kind of almost reflective with the light. Little things like that, little details stood out to me, which I really enjoy. And of course, the photo mode is great. I mean, I've got a screenshot of myself falling down the stairs, which I think is hilarious. Funny, but-
That was a fantastic screenshot.
Thank you.
It should have won that week.
I think it should have as well. So yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 looks amazing, especially now with the new 1.6 next gen patch and with the 1.61 patch where it's got FSR on it. That's going to be a whole lot smoother to play at least, and still look as good, I think. So, our listener's choice for this game was... I chose Cameron's answer because it's a game that we haven't heard much about. Cameron chose Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah, he loved
Yes.
it. He said it has issues, but it's an awesome game. It has. It says it doesn't feel finished sometimes or something.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, he does review it in last one or one before's podcast.
Okay. Man.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it. Backlogged, the website for logging your games. Several people have nominated Sonic Frontiers. Frontiers?
Yep.
Yes. For Game of the Year.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's nothing to sneeze at.
And he says it's good for his kid as well, Persona, to play, just to kind of run around in.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
she loves Sonic, so I suspect that's part behind his answer as well.
Yeah. I never would have thought Sonic would be a really good looking game, you know, just judging by how he's always looked. But it does look really interesting, this game, Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah. The thing, when you're in the action, it's kind of cool. I think there's lots of space, though, if we're running in two places and there's not much going on between the action. Yeah.
I think so as well.
So it
But
doesn't need the
hopefully
open
this
world bit,
game-
he said. But
Oh, yeah. Hopefully this game gets updated a bit more to make the open world a bit more useful. So that's
Indeed.
from best looking to the best multiplayer game. And of course, this can include couch co-op, online multiplayer, anywhere where you're forced to interact with another human being, preferably on party chat. So
I'm surprised by that response from you, Lee.
I
You're
know, I'm
always
always
in
on part chat. Yeah, I am always talking to somebody. Even if I'm not playing games with them, I talk to them.
yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
And when you're playing with Kyle always say to me, "You should hop in party chat, Simone." And I'm just like, "Nah,
nah, bro.
I'm okay, thanks."
So I'll kick us off with our listener's choice. And this one will come as absolutely no surprise to anyone who's been in our Discord over the last couple of weeks. I chose Diabolic Jester's answer. He chose Grounded as the best multiplayer game. And he has been sinking hours and hours into this game.
You haven't jumped
think
in
he
his
has
world, have you yet? Have you jumped into the
Not
world
yet.
they've done? It's amazing what they've done.
Yeah, he's got 3 worlds. One of them is shared with 30-something people.
Like 50. But this one that they're working on, I went to, there's only 3 of them doing it.
Jeez.
And it's incredible what they've done, the amount of building they've
It's
done and stuff they
impressive.
made. Yeah.
Oh, I've loved the screenshots.
Yep.
They have been fantastic. So,
Yeah, good choice.
Diabolic Jester's best multiplayer game is Grounded. And Tony in the chat has reminded me that her one is Naraka. So I think we could all put up our hands for those of us who chose Naraka.
Oh, really?
I did.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
Kyle,
funny.
you too.
That's hilarious.
Oh, it's so good. Do you guys want to know why it's good? I can win a match.
I know, that game
in
was so cool at the
Naraka.
beginning, wasn't it? When we were kicking ass the whole time.
Lee, I can still win a match of Naraka.
So she was saying Craig's reckons it actually goes up and down. So some weeks it's really hard, some weeks it's really easy. They must tweak it or something
Ooh.
every so often.
Okay, interesting. I haven't played for several months, a couple months actually. So it'll be interesting. But yes, that Naraka. Thanks.
It
And
was
good one,
fun,
Kyle.
'cause
You have
everyone-
good taste.
Everyone in the community was playing it, wasn't they, when it came out?
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. You just
So
feel
good.
awesome playing it.
You feel awesome. It's really good. The graphics are fantastic. And it's just a nice, quick game to just jump into, get your swords, and just beat people up. Have
Yep.
a couple wins over lunch, and then go back to work.
Yes,
a good game.
absolutely. It's quick to jump in. Lots of people playing.
Mhm.
Everything looks pretty.
It does. And they keep
Including myself.
bumping it up as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. When was the last update and they introduced that terrible music? And that terrible music was only around for
Yeah,
say
it's
a week.
gone
and
again,
then they
yeah.
obviously got feedback.
Exactly.
And they removed it.
Please
So
stop. Yeah.
that's right. I appreciate that they were listening
Yep.
because that was a
There's lot
bad
of work-
choice.
Yeah, a lot of work going on behind the scenes with them, the guys that make it. And they're doing World Cups. There's going to be a Naraka World Cup.
Oh, we should enter a win.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, the music's back. Tony says the music's back.
No, the music's back. Well, we need to give them that full feedback. So yeah, Simone and I both chose Naraka Best Multiplayer simply because it is. It's
That's
fun.
hilarious.
You jump in,
So,
it feels right.
Do you guys know what each other has picked?
No.
No. Okay, I don't think you did. Okay.
Nope, this was completely random.
Yep.
So, Mr. Lee, since you need to stop us from gushing about Naraka, jump in here with your
Pull
choice.
your head in. Pull your head in. So I had a really interesting year of doing lots of achievement helping this year. Jumping into random games. I think that's why my game numbers are up so high, because I jumped into lots of random games. The most fun I had was actually San Francisco, Driver San Francisco. Because I think at one point there's about 6 of us in a sort of weird rotation of
Yes.
playing. And I was always in that game playing. And just I didn't even get all the achievements in the end. I think everyone else did. And I was just mucking around. And I got kicked out of one time because I was mucking around too much. Because I was just causing trouble and trying to stop people getting their achievements. And
Focus
Yeah.
on having fun, Lee.
focus
You're
on
doing
having
it
fun.
wrong.
That's right, exactly. Stop enjoying yourself. Yeah, because I was going to chuck like Ascent or something in there, but Ascent's got such bad multiplayer sometimes that I just couldn't bring. But Driver's such a solid game. Even single player is really solid. So I thought I'd give it a mention of hours and hours messing around in that game.
Definitely.
Yeah, real fun. And I think I met, because of that, I met Keo and who's there? Was like 4 or 5 of us are playing at one point. We kind of got
Yeah.
to know them quite well, so it was quite good.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, it looked really fun whenever you streamed it. Looked
Yeah,
fantastic.
it was insane. Yeah, especially when we were trying to, what was it, playing tag or something, and we were just driving into each other, just to kind of steal the flag off each other, and then doing the races where you were just tagging each other to knock each other out of the race to try and win. Because what you had to do was get the points, and you had time to get there, and we would just drive up behind us and just tap them. And because you're driving 100 miles an hour, you lose control. You're done.
Oh,
So yeah, and you're like,
that's so good.
yeah, and then you're like, right, I'm going to try and catch up and then do the same thing to them. So yeah, it's real fun. And jumping cars, that weird kind of mechanic of you can jump cars.
Yeah,
So you're trying
that
to
was
jump to
very fun.
cars and then, but do it in a way that you do it before someone else nicks the car off you. Actually, end up with nowhere because you haven't got a car and someone else nicked the car off you. Yeah, it's real fun. Really cool.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, really good.
So, the next category we have for our Game of the Year Awards show is Best Score. Which game's music is fantastic, brought tears to your eyes, just blew you away. You were glad you have your surround sound system hooked up to your Xbox because of it. And Lee, you can kick us off with this one.
So I got stuck. I got 3. I couldn't pick
Okay.
one.
Well, go through the 3 and then
One
we'll
of
tell
the-
you which is the
well,
correct answer.
One of them was really obvious, Artful Escape, which I played at the beginning of the year, which is an incredible game. And it's a music game. It's just amazing. It's such an awesome game. And it basically makes you play guitar really loudly. That's the whole
Yep.
point of the game. It's amazing. I put the Ascent in because the sound effects of sound music is really, really good. Like, it's very well done. And the music's very good when you start fighting. It does a Halo thing. The music changes and it kind of really cool cyberpunk kind of loudness music to it and dance music and kicks in. And then I put in Cyberpunk 2077 because I started watching the TV series and I recognised the music immediately and it obviously stuck because I played it for that month. And then when the phone rang, it's like, oh yeah, that's the noise the phone makes when it rings. And there's all these kind of stuff that obviously is kind of like, got into my head. So I was watching the TV series going, and it has really good music. Like the Cyberpunk music, actually the TV series is really good and the game is very good music as well. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I think Cyberpunk's not necessarily the music, but the feeling of it. Like it's just got a really good. Everything's very good about it. It's very well done. So yeah, that's why I've got 3.
Okay.
But-
which one would you want to give the award to had you been pressed?
Oh, probably Ascent, music wise.
Oh, yes.
It's just got
Yes,
cool dance music, cool kind of cyberpunk dance music is always going to win.
Cyberpunk, electronic.
Yeah.
Booting up the game, it sounds like it's straight from Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
It's so good.
and guns, the kind of shooting and all that, all the sound effects and explosions and stuff, and the people yelling when you shoot at them, the bystanders
Yeah.
yelling as you run around, and
Yep.
people swearing as you shoot them. The swearing gets cut off because they died just before they're about to swear at you. They do that all the time through the game. It's really funny. Yeah,
Oh, that's fantastic.
such a cool game.
Simone.
Okay, so I wanted to be funny and say that the best score was Star Wars Episode 1 Racer.
Okay.
And that's because I really love the music in Episode 1. It's probably my favorite soundtrack if I were to pick one per movie. Episode 1 is great. However, I'm going to go with a more boring answer and say that A Plague Tale Innocence was very good.
We have a theme going on here, Simone.
I know.
Yeah, I've noticed.
I know.
I'm seeing your Game of the Year award.
Well, I almost last year I said it was Halo Combat Evolved, and I've played smidgens of Halo again this year, and it still wins, but I didn't play through the whole game, so it's still the best music.
Halo's got incredible music, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it does. So, A Plague Tale was picked because I noticed the music, and normally I don't.
Well, that's a good reason to pick it.
Thank you.
And for me, you touched on the game I was going to mention, Lee. The Artful Escape wins this for me. You just feel awesome. You're
Yeah.
playing guitar loudly, you're jumping around, you're running through the stages playing guitars, and the whole map comes alive. The whole background comes alive as you're playing. And it's a game essentially about music.
It's colour
just-
and music is basically the whole game, isn't it?
So good.
Yeah.
It's without a doubt one of the best games I've played this year. And that is in no small part to the fact that the sound design on this game was absolutely incredible.
I'm
So-
really looking forward to playing this next year.
Oh my word.
Oh, have you
The
not
Artful
played it?
No,
Oh.
I'll be playing it in April.
Oh, because we played it. We were late, weren't we? Because everything else played it the year before. We picked it up
Yeah.
like January, February time we played it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm like 5 years late.
So you're not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
No need to rush
It's
these
normal.
things.
Game Pass.
Oh,
I've
thank
already
you.
played it.
I wasn't planning to play it either, so it was only after reviews from you guys that I decided to pick it up.
Yeah, and it was Hog that actually reviewed it before us, and they said it was Game of the Year for a lot of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, indeed. I
Okay.
mean, we played
Yeah.
it because it came to Game Pass, eh?
Oh, sure. I don't remember. I remember
Um,
everyone
also-
shouting about how amazing it was. So
Didn't you both play it for April Achievement Challenge?
Maybe.
Because it's a short one.
We could have.
Yeah.
I do remember specifically getting the achievements for it, like because there's a few you have to make sure you jump over a log or something and things like that.
Oh, yep. Yeah. For our Listener's Choice Award, now I'm not too sure whether Cooper was trying to be funny or whether he actually does believe it, but his answer for best score is F122,
Okay.
the Formula
Okay.
One racing game.
Yeah.
It just
Did he give
sounds
a
like-
reason?
No reason given. It's just F122. So, Cooper, if you're in the chat, would you mind telling us why you chose F122? I didn't think it would have a good
'Cause
soundtrack.
I've just been playing Grid. You play Forza, not Horizon, but the original Forzas. The music's just there in the background. It's just it's like drums and kind of like weird kind of background music, isn't it? Normally.
No, hang on. Excuse me, Lee.
Oh, I'm sorry. Simone.
Sorry. No, that's okay. I didn't quite mean to sound that rude. So, I apologize. But when I play Forza Horizon 4, I put it on the
No,
classical
no.
music.
Forza 5. No, Forza 5, not Forza
Well-
Horizon, but original Forza 5, 6, and 7. You know, the original Forzas, not the Horizon ones.
Not
The ones where you
Horizon,
race around in
racing
circles. Where you get put on a
I
track.
don't remember the music.
Exactly. And that's what the music does. Like Grid Legends, the music's like that. You don't remember it. It's like I basically put a podcast on and turn the sound down playing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Red Herring in the chat, I assume he's talking about F1. He says it's a disco-inspired music.
Twisted metal style to
Um,
it. That's bizarre.
And to be honest, Cooper does not remember putting
Ah,
that as his
Was he
answer,
drinking? Was he drinking at the time?
So we'll never know, Kyle.
You can't trust these people.
No,
Why
see,
Guys,
listeners
option to vote on anything.
are dodgy.
That's right. We're just gonna have to play F1 and find out for
Mm-hmm.
ourselves.
Or maybe
Yeah.
I'll watch a trailer for it. I don't want to play it because I played like 19 and it's really hard.
Yeah.
You
I
have
heard
to
it's
concentrate
difficult.
and go around corners and stuff. I don't like that.
Yeah. It's too
Go around
simulatory.
corners. Sorry, Kyle.
It's too simulatory. It's so hard to go around corners.
It is.
Oh, have you tried it?
Oh my word. No, but
Oh.
I just know those type of
Oh,
games.
I did play it.
Ah,
I
yeah.
did try it, and I
Okay.
concur. There's even one of them is like they're training you, and you have to accelerate to like 100 miles an hour, and then brake and stop on this line. Yeah, I did it once. So I was like, oh, "Why am I doing this? This is stupid. I don't care anymore. Just stop it."
Time for a new game.
I'm for a new game. This is ridiculous. No one wants to accelerate and then brake again. What's that point of that?
Agreed. So annoying.
Oh, so I played Artful Escape in February.
Oh, yep.
Oh, okay.
No idea why.
Okay.
And,
Kyle played it for April.
and then Firewatch and Unpacking at the same time, those 3 games.
Well,
In
I mean, 2
February.
out of 3 games.
February
is not-
2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Yep.
Those are all easy games. You should have kept them for the April
Yeah, I
Achievement
didn't need
Challenge.
them though. I was just wanted to play them. I was going to beat Carl, so it was fine.
Didn't need them.
Oh,
Cocky, hey?
yeah. Full of
so
boots
fun.
now. Look at them go.
Yep.
So that was the best music, the best score. Now we get onto some forward-thinking categories.
Predictions.
What are you excited for in 2023? What is getting you so hyped that you're about to explode? What can you not wait for? What, if it came out tomorrow, you would have to cancel all your social engagements for? Or it could be games, it could be news, it could be anything. But something that's semi-confirmed for next year.
Who are you going to pick on? You should do it first.
Me?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
You look confused. I felt like you need an answer. You look like you broke.
of course, the answer for me is very, very simple. I've spoken about it many, many times. It's a game I'm
Is
going
it
to be
Hogwarts?
locked in forever.
The man
Yes,
who's never watched
Harry Potter refuses to watch Harry Potter. Yeah.
Yeah. The anti-Harry Potter fan is going to get sucked into the Harry Potter universe. No, this is Starfield, of course.
Yes, of course.
And I cannot wait. Apart from the fact that it looks really cool, Skyrim in space. What more could you say?
Fallout in space. Yep.
Yep. Skyrim / Fallout in space. I love me some of my sci-fi games. I love me my space games. And it's done by Bethesda, which are some of the best RPG makers on the planet. So without a doubt, it's going to be Starfield. I'm so hyped. If this game had come out now, we probably would be doing the Game of the Year awards show much earlier because no one would be able to pull me away from the Xbox.
Oh no, the answer to everything would be Starfield.
Yeah, Starfield.
Except for
I
disappointing
did today,
game, and that would have
Starfield.
been Halo or something.
Yeah. So that's my answer. That's what I'm getting hyped for next year. Is Starfield has finally come out. It's got a release date. We're going to be
me.
shown more at the Game Awards, according to the leaks. The unofficial Game Awards. They get televised.
That's right. Yeah, the other Game Awards. We do not so big.
The other one.
The
Yeah,
other-
the lesser known.
PlayStation. The PlayStation Game Awards.
They
Yeah,
play,
the
yeah, that's
PlayStation
right. PlayStation presents the Game Awards.
So, Simone, what are you super excited for in 2023?
Okay, I hope you're okay with this, but I've picked 3 answers, and that's because they fall into 3 very separate categories.
Okay, we will let this one pass.
Well, we
Thank
might
you.
we might force you to
Jury.
pick one though at the end, like you did me.
That's fine. That's fine. They don't overlap. This is comparing apples to oranges, so you'll understand when I explain. Next year, I'm excited for our April Achievement Challenge. Last year's Achievement Challenge went really well when we introduced the walking element to the challenge. And this coming year, I've fine-tuned the challenge more. So I'm looking forward to it, and I think we're going to have more participants than we've ever had before. And I'm really excited about facilitating that.
Fantastic. Good answer.
So, thank you. My second answer is next year I plan on starting more games than I normally do. So, I'd say I started more games than normal in 2022. I started next to no new games in 2021, but I'm trying to break that hesitance of starting a new game because now I have to get all the achievements. I'm trying to break that mentality and just play more games.
Play games because they're great. That's why you should play games. Oh, that looks interesting.
right.
That's why you should play it.
That's right. Exactly. So I'm trying. Next year, I've got a lot of new games that I'm excited to play, including Starfield. Now, my third answer, and to be honest, I'm okay if this game gets pushed out and doesn't come out next year, but I'm very excited and I'm absolutely 100% going to play Star Wars Jedi Survivor next year.
Seems correct. That's hilarious. Good call.
There we go. So I hope that's okay that I picked 3 because they're all very different.
Yeah, no, very
distinct.
different. Yeah.
So that's what I'm excited for. 2023 is going to be a great year.
Yeah, fantastic. Mr.
Okay.
Lee.
I'm actually going to go for Hogwarts. Funny
Oh,
enough, Hogwarts Legacy.
okay.
Yeah, because I just feel like after watching it, it's been a slow burn, but after watching all the drops of like information, they've been like the character creation looks awesome, which means they're putting a lot of attention to detail. There's a whole underground world that they've kind of hinted at as well, which means it could be really dark and moody and kind of cool in that respect. And I like Harry Potter. I don't care what you say, Carl. I like Harry Potter.
You're allowed to like Harry Potter. You're also allowed to be wrong.
So yeah, I think it could be cool if they do it well and they do the IP well. Then I think it would be cool. It would be a good game. They seem to be making the right noises. Whenever they release anything, I'm like, oh yeah, that actually looks quite good.
Yeah.
Sometimes
it looks good. It looks like I could actually be pulled into it.
Yeah, you look at Skull and Bones. Every time you see Skull and Bones, initially I was like, oh, this could be interesting. Every time they release a bit of information about it, I go, yeah, no, not really, no. No, this is really Black Flag. This is, you've just taken away the land bit. It's just Black Flag. And it probably doesn't look as good as Black Flag does as well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I was going to put Hard and Life down, but I feel like that's too short a game. I think
Oh,
Hogwarts could be like a proper 100-hour game rather than a quick 10, 15-hour game like Hard and Life. But I'm excited for Hard and Life on the side anyway, which comes out soon, doesn't it?
Yes,
But
very,
that's not
very
really
soon.
2023.
Yeah, it's got. I looked up games and High and Life was under the 2023 one. I was like, that's
Yeah,
weird.
it's not right.
It's not right. Is it comes out in the next couple of weeks,
3
doesn't it?
days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So lucky I didn't put
King-
that on my list.
Kingsman's excited for Atomic Heart. and I
Yeah,
must
actually,
say,
yeah, that does look cool.
I'm with them on that.
I've never heard of
Atomic
it.
Heart. Oh my word, it looks so good. It looks like the Stalker successor that we've been wanting.
But Stalker
Sounds
2 comes
scary.
out as well.
Yeah, Stalker 2
So I was
next
like, oh,
year.
that'd be cool. And also that one that what was it? One with the dog, the pet dog thing. That looked quite cool. So I can't remember him. Raven.
Blue's Clues.
No, Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw. Raven
Paw
House.
Patrol.
Paw
No.
Patrol?
Oh my
No?
god.
Yelp for help?
Oh my god. Shh. Yes.
I have a colleague and his kids love Paw Patrol, and now when he sends emails, he'll sign it off Yelp for help.
Yelp for help. Awesome.
Yeah, which I love it. I love it really.
Amazing. So, for our listeners, what's getting them excited in 2023? So, Warren, David, and Ted, also known as Cooper and Oz and Ted, are all 3 of them excited for Forza Motorsport.
okay.
It'll be pretty.
Okay.
It'll be very pretty.
I don't
but
know if
very
it'd be
boring.
boring. Yeah, but although 7 actually wasn't boring, 7 was really well done. 6 was boring because you had to do every single race, but 7 wasn't boring because you could pick and choose your races. Which I should go back and finish that game because I did most of it.
Oh, you
Yeah,
should, just
another
go.
game, one of those games I started, and
So,
yeah, Forza does
Forza
look
Motorsport.
incredible though. I think it'll destroy Gran. What do they call it? What's the
Gran
Yeah.
Turismo.
Gran Turismo, the PlayStation one?
Well,
That's
I mean,
right.
Forza Horizon 4 and 5 have already done that.
Yeah, but
so
this will destroy them completely. They'll be like, oh, okay, this is how you do races.
this is how we do a racing game.
Yeah.
And then I had to put Cameron's answer in this one for this category as well. He is super excited for non-stop AAA releases.
From
Because
from
it
some
does-
company.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem like this next year is just going to be AAA game after AAA game coming out after all the delays that we suffered through this year. Next year is just going to be absolutely stacked.
So Activision ends in March, doesn't it? March, April time. That's when that's going to get done.
March 1st is when they have to have a decision by.
Yeah. So that's when it's going to finish, I assume, all within the month. Because they said June, didn't they? They were done before June, the end of year.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could have Activision on Game Pass as well.
We could. And
It would be
another
cool.
game that's also we've conveniently forgotten that's had its release date leaked, I think. Diablo 4. is apparently coming.
Yes. Yeah, I'd forgotten
Beginning
about
of
that
next-
game actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one.
Diablo 4, which might launch in Game Pass.
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe they'll hold it back into a Game Pass. Imagine that, day 1 Game Pass, Diablo 4.
Yeah.
Broken. The
Yeah.
internet be broken. It'll be all over.
Yep.
Console,
I would,
console crossplay to PC.
it'll be beautiful. We hang out, we wait for it. It's going to be
I know.
so good.
Yeah, yeah.
We might need to cancel the podcast for that month. We're all busy playing.
We'll just do the
Diablo.
podcast while playing. Be fine. We'll just kind of.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll just jump into Discord and record over Discord now
Yeah,
that we
that's
can
right.
do that. On
Yeah, that
Xbox.
actually works as well. Bizarrely.
Oh, it'll be fantastic. So, from what we're excited for to our honorable mentions. So, these games didn't quite make any category, but we have to talk about them because they got really close to some of the categories. So they're not the best, they're not the worst, but for some reason they have stood out. And do you want to kick us off, Simone?
This was hard in some ways, only because my game of the year choice was really hard. So this is a game that came so close. So close. I'm even regretting not having it win right now.
Oh, you have doubts already.
Actually, Carl, can you skip me? I just need to have another think about this.
I can go for it. I'll go for it. I've got mine.
Yeah, we
I'm
can jump
set.
in.
I know what I'm going to say. Right, okay. I have 4 games, in fact. So I've got Trek to Yomi.
Oh, yes.
Because this is one of these games I played and I had no idea what I expected it, and I really enjoyed the whole
I remember
story.
the stories about it. It was
Yeah,
fantastic.
it was awesome. Awesome little game. Yeah, really loved the graphics, like the design of it. The gameplay was really cool. The music was really cool. It was just a really cool little game, which I just randomly started playing. I'll also Grid Legends, because it's been fun playing that for the last few weeks against Tony, and 100%ing it as well.
Yep.
Riders Republic,
Oh, yes.
because we enjoyed that. It was actually really fun. We should go back and play that more. It's a really cool multiplayer game just to jump into.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's a really
fantastic.
well put together game, and everything feels quite different when you're on the bike or snowing or skateboarding. And they've added BMXing and skateboarding, haven't they, to it? Or they're going to add skateboarding to it as well. So there's a whole bunch of stuff.
BMX in it now.
Yeah, and
DLC.
they keep adding more stuff to it all the time. And Chorus as well, for another game that I wasn't expecting to enjoy as much as I did. Because who doesn't like flying around in a spaceship shooting things?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Has Simone changed her order? I see her typing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got a few games which I wasn't expecting. Like Riders Republic, I had no idea I'd enjoy that game, and it was only because you two
Yep.
messing around.
Yep.
Yeah. It completely like stealth launched, and then Simone was like, "This is great," and we all just jumped in and just had a blast for about a month or two.
Yeah.
Well, that's the interesting thing, because it never came to Game Pass.
no, we had to buy it. We were paying $50
we-
for it or something.
That's right. We bought it based on the trailer, didn't we?
Yeah, just on how chaos and crazy it looked.
That's me.
Thank you.
So, that's
Cool.
you. I'll give Simone some time, and I'll jump in here.
Thank you.
So honorable mentions. The Artful Escape was so close to being my game of the year, but was just edged out.
Oh,
Such a good game.
Interesting. See, I thought it was too short to be Game of the Year, that game.
It's so good. I was playing this game on Game Pass, and before I had even finished it, I just bought the game. I was like, this is a game I want in my collection forever. I want my friends to play it. I want them to sit down and I can just leave them alone for a little bit, the afternoon, and they can quietly play through it. And then at the end of it, just go, oh my word, that's amazing.
mm-hmm.
So Artful Escape, so close to being game of the year, just got edged out. And then another game that is an honorable mention for anti-game of the year, which I honestly did not expect to be as bad as it was for how they showed it off, is The Gunk.
Oh, really? I thought the Goat was fine for a little indie game.
Oh no, it's okay, and then the more you play it, the more you just want it to be over.
Hang on.
Yep.
Is this still part of your honorable mentions?
Yes. And The Gunk also was just edged out for my anti-game of the year.
Oh,
Oh, so
what a
this is like your
strange logic.
Second worst game, almost.
Okay.
So yeah, the Gunk is the second worst game I've played this year. And it's one of those games that I wanted to be over. You get to the halfway point and you're just like, I actually just don't care anymore.
Okay.
I'm
Well.
trying to
Wow,
finish
I'm
it.
surprised. I think it was that. I thought it was a good little game.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Well-
got 2 achievements left. I haven't even reinstalled it to go back to clean up the game.
I know that Carl really didn't like it, but now I'm intrigued to find out what his anti game is. Probably Overwatch.
No, maybe. We'll find out.
I don't know. I doubt
Okay.
it.
Now that Simone has reorganized her list, and she's
Okay.
changed her mind, it's now going to be set in stone. So,
That's it.
Yeah.
We're going to
Give it
record
to you
this.
now.
There's no going back.
or we could do the listener's choice to give you a bit more time to think.
I've made my choice.
Okay, here we go. Drum roll, please.
So in the amount of time you gave me to have a think, I reordered my game of the year and honorable mentions, and then I put it back. I'm in turmoil, okay?
Okay.
But here we go. So my one and only honorable mention that I have not mentioned yet is Riders Republic. And what can I say? That game's so good. But I chose not to put it as game of the year because it doesn't have an end, which is not a con, but I'm gonna play it forever, and at some point I'm gonna get a little bit tired of it. Whereas a game that has an end, it's like encapsulated. It's a book that has an ending, and you can say, this is my favorite book, here's the start, here's the beginning, and hand it and just say, here you go. Riders Republic is like, experience this with me. This is my favorite drink of alcohol. You have one, I have one, let's drink together. That kind of thing. Yeah. Riders Republic is so good. I love the vibes. There's such a great variety of things to play on. And
do you know, I think that game could turn into being like, we've got a few hours for spare, so we just jump into something and have a run around. With
That's
one of those
right.
games, it would just end up being that sort of game, I think. Especially if they put DLC out. It's like, let's go and play on the skateboards.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly,
Or
exactly.
BMXs or whatever, yeah.
And I must say, one of the reasons I didn't choose it for Game of the Year is because the multiplayer's not great. So
Was that because you kept losing when
know-
you were racing against me?
Did I? I
I
don't
can't.
remember that, but
Oh, okay.
I do remember. I do remember winning against Cameron, which I was quite stoked
Oh,
about.
that's right, yes.
Yeah, but what can I say? It's so close to being perfect.
Yep.
It's so good. The end.
The end.
Chaotic.
Quick move on before he changes his mind.
Well, I don't have any other decent words to use.
So
Yep.
our listeners' honorable mentions was Lone Star Tiger. He chose Cyberpunk 2077. Just because they released it before 2022 doesn't mean they didn't finish it in 2022. Which, I mean, fair enough.
Fair enough.
They did a lot of work on the game in 22, pretty much getting it up
They
to
fixed
spec
it.
to how it should have launched.
They fixed it, I mean.
They fixed it. They added a bunch of stuff. Really good work on it. So
Can I
Yeah,
just
please
add in
don't-
Tunic there? Just because he's put
Yes.
Tunic as well. Tunic's supposed to be an awesome game, and I've been very tempted to jump into it and have a look at it.
it's on Game Pass, eh?
It's on Game Pass, yeah, came on Game Pass. And I know all the guys hog talk about it, so it's one of the best games of the year, they say.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. I've been a bit scared to jump into it because it seems like the game it takes quite a long time to play for it. It's like, and it's a bit of a Souls game too.
Kind of a slow burn.
Souls as in Dark Souls, as in hard,
Yeah.
and it will hurt.
Hard.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's also, it looks, every time I've watched it, it seems like a slow game. It's not like Death's Door was kind of quick. Hades is kind of quick.
Yeah, right, okay.
So, well, that I might be wrong. Hey, our second to last category is the anti-game for 2022. Which game wins the One Leaves Award? Which game was bad? Which game was you just wanted to finish it or didn't even finish it, or you played for a bit and then you just uninstalled it and you're like, actually, life is too short.
I just
for
need
this.
to stop this now. Yeah.
Okay, I'll start. And
Yep.
I'll say that BioShock Remastered was a bit of a letdown.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
interesting. Okay.
controversial.
Is it? See,
Well, I mean, all our listeners have just dropped down. So
yeah, I know they have.
they've all just left.
For all I know, I could have given this game a lot of praise earlier in the year when I was talking about it on the podcast. But I don't remember. And that's why it's my anti-game, is because I don't remember if it was any good. I don't remember the music. I don't know what the story was.
Well, you were doing achievement
don't
hunting.
remember.
I remember you specifically
was-
going and trying to go into a room and not get hit by somebody. That seemed to be your main mission.
That's
Having
true.
no
It's
weapons.
that's DLC though, so not story. I'm referring just to the
That's a
story.
main story. Okay.
That's right. The controls are a bit clunky, and I knew that going in because it's a bit of an old game. controls were clunky. The game was hard, and that's all I have to say. I didn't like it.
See, it doesn't even deserve a decent description because you're that bored of it. You're like, I don't even care. It's that bad.
Don't care. I
Yeah.
just didn't like it.
Nope. Nope. Super nope.
Nope. Now, it's not a terrible game. It has some interesting moral dilemmas in it. There's a fantastic twist, which it's actually coming back to me now.
Oh, yeah. So maybe it's not the anti-game?
It's still the anti-game. I didn't play bad games this year. What can I say?
Well,
So,
I mean, if a good game like Bioshock is your anti-game, then you've played excellent games this year.
thank you. Yes, so there we go. It's not a bad game. I was just a bit bored, and it was a slog to get through for me.
Okay. Yep, fair enough. Lee? Do you want to maybe beat that controversial opinion with your own controversial opinion?
So I have a problem though, because I picked a game that I kind of started playing at the year before, and then continued playing it and got bored of it very quickly. 2 games actually, both for the same reason. Both for the same reason, possibly. Halo Infinite is my game.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Even more controversial.
I just played it to start with. The campaign is fine, and I never really completed the campaign, and then I never went back to it again. And I think it's the same reason Simone used a bar shot. I got bored. Got bored of the game. It's just not that interesting. And the multiplayer, I don't get multiplayer games where you continue to do the same thing over and over again, and that's it. And there's no upgrades. There's no kind of achievement at the end of it. Is to get like 10 achievement. What do you get? 10 experience or something for completing the game.
Yeah.
And you need like 1,000 to go level up. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I sit here, play 100 games to go up 1 level. No, this is not fun. I'm also going to throw in Forza Horizon 5 because it's Forza Horizon 4. They're really lazy when they brought this game out. And then the Hot Wheels DLC, bringing that on top of that, was even lazier. It was so bad. Yeah, I put 60 hours in that game.
wow.
I
Okay.
put 60 hours into this really bad game.
Really bad game, I know. It's insane. Sorry, Simone.
Just to clarify, your anti-game is the multiplayer side of Halo Infinite?
No, the
Not
game
the
itself.
campaign.
No, I just got bored of the game. I haven't even completed the
Okay.
campaign.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've wanted to go back and I just haven't been bothered, which isn't a good sign. Normally, it's a Halo game. You're like, oh, I'll complete this game. And I prepared by completing all the other Halo games last year. I'd make sure I was completely up to date and ready to go.
And ready.
And then I played it and went, no. Oh, no.
That's a pity.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
Okay.
killed the mood completely, hasn't it, saying that?
Yeah, that has. There's 2 knives in my back now. I'll just keep using it. Well, to be fair, I've also got a pretty controversial opinion for anti-game of the year, and it's a relatively new game as well. My anti-game of this year is Need for Speed Unbound.
Ah, okay. This is interesting.
This is interesting.
So you had your 10-hour
So-
demo, didn't you? 10-hour trial thingy.
Yeah, so I did jump to the 10-hour trial.
He spent the first hour trying to figure out what his character should look like.
Of course he did.
Yep. I mean, you got to. It's you building. They're giving you a thing to build a character. You got to then build a character. You don't just hit random, like some madmen.
Madman. That's how I play all my games.
Yep.
Random
Agreed.
play.
Psychopaths.
Yep. Psychopaths.
Oh, so bad. So Need for Speed Unbound is the anti-game, and it's simply because this game is so close to greatness. It is so good. The car handling is good, the aesthetics are good, the graphics are fantastic, the anime style works with the realistic sort of, environments and all the rest. Everything is great. But what is the one thing that we all remember from Need for Speed games?
The
What is the
music.
one thing that
The
stands
music.
out for years?
Always music.
The music.
Snoop Dogg
Like-
singing in your ear is amazing. Or rapping away.
Yeah, just the music is what outlasts the game. Because I
Yep.
mean, when you think about Underground 2, you're like, oh man, there's this awesome song, and then the song triggers the memory of when you pulled off an awesome drift. There's
Have you
this awesome
Have you been on
track.
Spotify and someone built the soundtrack for it? So you can listen
No.
to the soundtrack to Need for Speed 2.
Oh, I should do that. I
Yes.
should just
So
replace
good.
the soundtrack. Because the music in this game is mumble rap.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all it is. You know ASAP Rocky? It's entirely like his collection.
Is that
Yeah,
words?
exactly.
You just said words then, did you? I don't know who that
It's
is.
it's just rap, and it is bad rap. It's not even good rap. It doesn't make you feel good. It just makes you want to turn the
So
music.
I played Heat. I won a key for Heat somehow, and the music sounds like exactly the same music. Just rap,
Oh,
which is
really?
really average rap, not even kind of like well known or anything. Well, for me, it's not well known anyway, but I'm old, maybe.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. This is all like modern rap, where
Yep.
instead of rapping, they just kind of mumble rap
Drugs.
is what it's called.
Yeah.
It is so bad that as much as I enjoyed this game, I just had to stop. And I went looking to say, okay, maybe because of EA Early Access that they didn't finish the soundtrack, maybe more music's coming. Maybe you could change it to like a rock radio station or something better. Different radio station. No.
No.
And
You're not
there's
the
about
first person. The reviews out there say the music is terrible.
Oh my word. There's only 17 songs or something. So you're just constantly hearing the same music. It's the same bad music. And it's just so shockingly bad. Like you say, the reviews. The one guy on Twitter was saying, here's the playlist he's built of all the best Need for Speed tracks. This is what he puts on Spotify, and he just turns the music off for this game.
Yeah,
and it
that's
makes
right.
it
Yeah,
really
that's what you
sounds
would do.
good.
Yeah.
So I think if I am going to continue with this game, that's what I'm going to have to do is just turn the music off and put on a playlist or something in the background.
Well, you can put Spotify through your Xbox as sound, can't you? So you could put the Need for Speed soundtrack playing while playing Need for Speed.
Yeah,
Unbound.
and I think that's what I'm going to have to do in order to continue with this game. But the thing is, it was so close to being the spiritual successor to Underground 2, being so good. It's arcadey. The cars.
Yeah, so
handle
I
well.
read a review today saying it's awesome. Like, they really loved it. So, yeah, okay.
Like getting into a corner, your car just drifts without having to worry
Yes.
about it drifting, and it just
Yes.
drifts. And you pull off a perfect drift, and you come out the drift, and you're like immediately slipstreaming the other guy. You overtake him, you knock him off the road. The cops drive into you, they crash into you, they crash into the other people in the cars. It's so well done.
Are you going to
And
buy this
yes.
game?
Maybe if it comes on special,
Okay, cool.
or if they release more different
Better
soundtrack.
music. Better music.
Yeah. If they pretty much took the Underground 2 soundtrack and just dropped it onto this game, I would have no qualms recommending this game. I'd say everyone, if you're looking for a good arcade racer, Need for Speed Unbound is the game of the year. But the
But just
music just
music's
absolutely shot it completely, just absolutely ruined it. And I can't believe that they got that so wrong. Someone out there is going to disagree with that opinion.
No, I think
But
I think
that-
you've got lots of people agreeing with you. I think you're right. There's lots of reviews saying the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, to that I say, go listen to the Underground 2 soundtrack and tell me that's not the best.
They're arguing in chat now about what the best Need for Speed game is
And what the worst one
and
is.
what the worst one is.
Best one is clearly Underground 2.
I like.
Yeah.
I like. Was it Wanted? Unwanted? What it was called? What one?
Oh, Most Wanted.
Oh, Most Wanted. I thought that was fun.
Second best.
Yeah, because they had the cops in it.
Yeah, Most Wanted, the 2005 version though, not
Yeah,
the new one.
The one where you're taking out the cops and just teasing the cops, and they get big trucks come and they start driving at you. That's awesome fun.
Yeah. That was great. That music on that game was also fantastic.
I don't remember it that well. I don't remember being
It's
bad
not
though.
as iconic.
Yeah.
Now, to
Okay.
carry on with the controversial takes, at least in this circle, for our listeners' choice,
Ooh.
the anti-game for 2022, I chose Tony's answer. Her game is Immortality.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was also
Interesting.
shocked.
How interesting. Yeah.
So, what about Immortality was not great, Tony? Because that game, Lee played it and he was like, "Oh my word, play this!" And then I played it and I was like, "Oh my word, everyone should play this game."
Because
Yeah.
it's so out there. It's just completely bizarre. Yeah.
It's so different.
How interesting.
She's
Now I'm not sure
disappeared
she's
from chat. I think
still
she's-
in the chat. Yep.
She might have fallen asleep.
So we might have to get an answer to that later.
Yeah, find out in
We'll
Discord.
put it on the Discord.
That's right, because it is 10:15 in New Zealand now. So thank you guys for hanging around, those that are still here.
Yeah,
I am still here. Yep.
I'm glad you're
Thank
still
you,
here.
Lee.
So yeah, Tony chose Immortality. Interesting.
We'd love to know why.
Indeed we would. And that brings us to the award of the evening. The game of the year 2022. Which game gets the Golden Joystick Trophy? Which game, in your opinion, took 2022 and just made it its year?
Do you know, I think we should do the listeners first.
We'll
Yep.
do the listeners?
Yeah, I think we should
Listeners.
just run through all the listeners real quick.
Okay.
Because there's only 6, 7 of them here. It's not going to take 8 of them, sorry. It's not going to take too long.
So go through the listeners, Mr. Lee.
Okay, I need to... There's numbers... Oh, it's really hard for me to work out the name compared to the...
Yeah, I've gotten a few in the OneNote. The most interesting answers. I have 4 in the OneNote there.
Okay, well, you do that while I just sort out my life so I can actually read this.
Cool. So for the listeners, Lone Star Tigers was a Plague Tale Requiem. I mean, fair
Fantastic.
enough. Looks like a great game.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Warren chose Power Wash Simulator.
Really?
Which is
Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I can understand why. It's a super calm game, super relaxing and chill. Cameron chose Vampire Survivors, which is the opposite
Ah.
of Power Wash Simulator.
Yes, it
The
is.
opposite.
And
Yes,
Gary
it is.
chose Midnight Fight Express. And I remember Gary going on about this game, Midnight Fight Express. It's the one on the
Yes.
train, I believe.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I
Um,
played... No, it's a twin-stick shooter. You run around.
Yeah, you're on a boat, aren't you?
No,
thought
you
it was
kind of like... you actually don't know who you are. You're being interviewed by the cops. And then it kind of goes and does stuff and keeps interviewing you. It's like just flashbacks to being interviewed by the cops all the time. But you're running around and you're like... You've forgotten who you are. That's right. You've forgotten who you are. And then you meet some random person that knows you. And then it kind of... You're trying to work out as you're going. It's a cool little game. It's got that scent filter in its like top-down view. That weird view. It's got...
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
run around shooting stuff. It's interesting. I played it for like an hour or so. It's quite an interesting little game.
Okay.
Interesting. Kingsman, of course, chose Geometric Sniper.
Oh, shocking.
Good game.
Surprise.
I think he just chose that because he's the best in the world at it, isn't he?
Yeah, he is the best in the world.
That-
Yes, that's right.
That sounds like him. Yep.
So
Yep.
now that he's the best in the world and he starts getting interviews, he just needs to start dropping the podcast
Oh,
name.
that's right. Wear a badge. Wear a sticker. Wear
Oh,
an Xbox
well,
Cast
I think we
sticker.
should just give him a T-shirt. to
Oh,
wear.
yeah.
That's it. Oh, yeah. He
Okay.
Do
can
that.
wear that in all his interviews.
Yeah.
So now we get down to our.
Oh, wait a
game of
minute.
the-
So Ted said Gotham Knights,
Yep.
which is a cool game.
Mm.
F122 for Warren. Who's Warren?
We've already said Warren. Warren's.
Warren and Oz both used their real names, and
Oh, that's right. Okay.
that's
cool.
why I only chose 4.
Okay. Oh, and Diebot just said Grounded.
Yeah. I mean,
Fantastic.
we
Yep,
knew what
it's a good
Diabolic
choice.
Guest was going to choose.
Yes.
We sunk hours into that game.
Okay, so who's going to start then?
All right. Which game is your game of the year for 2022? Who wants to go
Who-
first?
Oh, I'll go.
Okay.
So I know that throughout this whole episode, it has sounded like my game of the year is A Plague Tale: Innocence. However, that is not the case. I hinted at this earlier in the year. I played this game in April, almost exclusively through xCloud while we were away, and my game of the year is Gorogoa.
Ah, Gorogoa.
I remember
Yes.
this game. This game was weird. The
Interesting.
whole design of it was very strange. You're kind of going inside pictures to inside pictures, outside the picture again, moving something, then going back into the picture again. It was...
It's genius,
It's
and
hurt my brain, that game.
in a lovely way.
Well, I wouldn't put it game of the year. It was interesting.
No, fair enough, fair enough. I think I'm not a big fan of puzzle games. However, this game, Gorogoa, does not outstay its welcome. And it wasn't too difficult. It was actually intriguing and a lot of fun to figure out the puzzles, which I really appreciated. If they come out with a sequel, it needs to be the same length of time and not any harder. So
right.
Gorogoa is perfect.
Wow. Well, there you go. That's game of the year. Perfect game of the year.
Yeah. Sounds
Yeah.
fantastic.
Thank you.
So, what were you fighting with then? I'm kind of curious. So you were going to Riders Republic game of the year?
Yeah,
Ah, okay.
Man,
yeah.
so
Interesting.
close.
And
Okay.
they're two very different games. You know,
Very,
so it's
very different
quite
games.
difficult.
Very different length games and all sorts, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Mr. Lee.
I'll do mine then. Cyberpunk 2077.
Good on you. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. I spent a whole month. I put 90 hours in that game that 1 month, and literally started it on the 1st of what was it? Did it September? Was it? Was it?
Parch Monk.
Parch-
So in March.
Just right, obviously. Yeah. So 1st of March, started playing it, and I finished it on like the 31st of March, and just played it for the whole month. And I've done all but one ending. I've got one ending left to do. I've got all but like 3 achievements, which I kind of one was bugged and one I missed, which is fine. Just an awesome story, and the game is a little bit buggy, but that's fine. And the characters are really interesting, and the stories are all very different. And there's lots of random stuff that happens to you all the time, which you don't really expect. Like I remember there was one you talked about. That's where you're in a cafe, and then these guys come in and start robbing the cafe where you stood there. And obviously it's set up because it happened to me and happened to you, but it's just felt like you're like going, what the heck is going on here? Like this guy's just appeared, and now you have to deal with this person who's going to shoot you, and you can choose to talk to him or shoot him. Like you have this choice of. And the whole way through the game, it was very much like you get choices of how you wanted, whether you want to shoot somebody or actually just walk your way out of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Playing sneaky was cool. You could play sneaky, or you just walk around with a sniper rifle and shoot people from the head from far away. And the whole game was great. It felt good. The driving was bad, but other than that, the whole rest of the game was very good. But that's kind of like a GTA thing, isn't it? They just can't get the driving right sometimes in games.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just a bit of a pain.
The story's really good. The endings are very interesting. They're all very different. And quite cool. And some of them was a very cool ending, which I'm not going to tell you about, but it's a very interesting. Kind of makes you think a bit about it. You're like, oh, that's quite cool. And I got the girl at the end as well in one of the endings. Got what's her name, Papa, whatever her face is called, the one from the desert.
Yep, Desert Girl.
Yep, she was cool. She was my kind of. I'm like, you're the one I'm going to kind of. This is my ending I want, because I thought she was the coolest one of all the characters I met. She was the best one of all the characters. So I did all the other endings, then did that one last. But then, because King said to me, actually, Rogue's a better ending than that one there. So I've saved Rogue to do at some point. I'll probably finish that off this year. And
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
yeah, because the endings aren't that long. They only take half an hour or so to finish the ending. So it's quick jump in and do the ending.
Okay.
And the fact that they did a TV series off the back of it, and watching the TV series, it felt like Cyberpunk the game. It was just so cool. It's such a really good job. And they're going to do DLC for it as well. They're going to bring out some more stuff. Game of the Year edition comes out next year. They're talking about Game of the Year edition.
Yep, when the DLC launches.
DLC launches, yeah. Are they calling it Paradise? I can't remember what it's called now, but they've actually named it already. It's already come out. There's already a clip of it come out. It's cool. They've run with it. They kind of put up with the crap for the first year, and then, okay, we're going to finish this game and actually make it good, and they have. I think they've finished it and done a really good job. And now they're just polishing it. They're doing really nice work in polishing it. And the tie-in to the TV series is great.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cyberpunk 27, easy one for me to pick, I think, this year.
Indeed. Well, you and me are the same, Mr. Lee.
Oh, really? Okay.
I chose Cyberpunk for this
Oh,
year.
really?
So far, I'm sitting at 79 hours played in this game, and I'm nowhere near as finished the story as you are. I'm still just wandering around, and mainly for the same reasons. The city feels alive. It feels like a real city. You're walking around. There's lots of just people wandering around, going about their own things. The side missions, like the side quests.
There's one side mission which I was talking to who refused to do it, but there's one where you talk to a guy and he says, do you want to buy this, what do they call those things where you put in and it takes you into a different world?
Yeah, the BDs, the brain
BDs,
things.
that's right, yeah. So there's a guy on the side of the street and he's like, oh, do you want to do this BD? I was like, oh, yeah, sure. It's like 20 grand or something that's really special. I was like, oh, yeah, whatever. So I give him the money, and then I was mugged completely, and I turned up being naked basically in this room, and I had to get out. And it was such a cool mission because you have to kind of work out how to get the first person to get a gun off him, but you can't make any noise because if you do, you die. So you've got to sneak around. It's such a cool mission. So if you see a guy walking around and he wants to sell you a BD, buy it and do the mission because it's really fun.
Yeah, I still have to get there.
Yeah, well, I did this early on. It was just a random mission quite early on. It wasn't anything. It wasn't story. It was just a random guy stood next to a calf or something. I just talked to him.
Oh, cool.
But it's things like that, just so cool. Such
random out the blue kind of side missions that you do. They're really good. CD Projekt Red is really good at building out the worlds through these side quests and side missions. They did it with The Witcher, which was fantastic. And Cyberpunk, I feel, is a lot more streamlined. It's a lot easier for these side quests and all the rest. So,
yeah, Claire was a good character as well. I really like Claire. Although you annoyed her, but I actually made friends with her. She could give me free drinks.
Oh, no. I didn't like her at all. I found her motivation to be lame.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I was like, come on, get over yourself.
What? Like that bloke killed her husband? You know, it's quite
Yeah, a
bad.
couple of years ago. I
Oh
mean,
right, okay.
Yeah, you get over yourself.
Wow, interesting.
yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. Such a cool game.
Great graphics, great story, interesting characters. I mean, the characters that you end up working with, some of them you really dislike, some of them you don't really want to work with, but they got the money, so you work with them anyway. You feel very much like a mercenary, like you're doing stuff
Yeah,
for
that's
money.
right. Especially when you're helping out the kind of guys with lots of money. That one of that you have to go upstairs and take out a drone or something, or take out there's some sort of weird room they didn't know existed in that room.
Yep.
It's one of the missions. That was quite a weird little mission. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So, that's our game of the year. Simone chose Gorogoa. Both Leah and I settled on Cyberpunk. So, it's up to you guys now. What was your game of the year? What other categories did you nominate your games for? Jump into our Discord, let us know. But then, I think that's just about everything.
We've had a request to drop all the what we picked into Discord as well. So
Yes,
we'll do
yes.
that. We'll put in our results in there.
Yeah,
Sure.
we will definitely be doing that. So, 2022 was a massive year for us, guys.
Oh, and we went
Lockdown
PAX.
officially ended.
We went PAX as well.
We
Don't
were
forget.
PAX. Yep. Lockdown ended. We met some of you. Some of you met us.
No, I want to say my biggest surprise was PAX. I nearly said
okay.
PAX as biggest surprise 2022.
What about it?
Oh,
Oh, the fact we went and met, and then there was people there that we knew from the podcast. It was
Yes.
the whole thing was just a surprise. It just happened. All of a sudden, we're at PAX, and we're like, "Oh, Cameron. Oh, Matt." Like going, "What the
Look at
heck?"
these people.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. We've celebrated the best and the worst games for this year. So we're officially out of here for now. Don't forget that we will be on the Hog podcast next week, I believe, but keep an eye on the Twitters for that.
Yep.
We'll be helping to derail their Game of the Year awards show.
Of course.
And we want all our listeners to help us make sure that they have a hard time keeping up with us.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's always fun. So, 2022 is drawing to a close, but don't despair, guys, because you'll still have us around next year and maybe a bit of some special episodes coming out in December, depending on who we can wrangle to want to talk to us. I think.
Oh, we might
you'll
do
be-
a roundup of a game of the year as well next, like probably in a couple of weeks. Like a few news stories might come off the back of the Game of the Year awards.
Ah, yep.
We're
Oh,
thought doing
okay.
a kind of quick news story, new news or something.
Yeah, we want to chat about that and make sure that we leave you guys on a bit of a high note. So, Mr. Lee, where can people follow you if they like the sound of your voice and like the cut of your jib?
I am Lee Howard on Xbox and Twitter, and Lee Howard 25 on Twitch, and randomly streaming on the XboxCast as Twitch too, as well with games that I get.
Yes, which is always fun to watch.
I try and get people involved when I do it as well. Do multiplayer stuff, so it's a bit more interesting. Yeah.
And Simone.
You can find me on Xbox Twitter as JimBeanNZ.
Fantastic. And you can find me at Zarkras on Xbox and Twitter. So from all of us here, thank you for choosing to spend your time with us this year. Thank you for listening and for getting into the Discord and just being generally good to us. You guys are amazing, and we will see you next year. But for now, in 2022, we've been the Xbox Cast, you've been our listener, and we'll see you all on Xbox Live. Goodbye and good night.
So unfortunately, we'd have music playing this month, but as the music is broken, we can get Carl to sing the Muppet stuff.
Let me pass it.
Hey, hey, we're the Muppets. You'll see us podcasting around. We're too busy streaming.
No, you gotta sing the real song. It's time to play the music. It's time to laugh a lot. It's time to reveal our game on the Game Award tonight. It's time to put on the tonight. It's time to dress up right. It's time to raise the curtain on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, XboxCastational Game Award tonight.
Woo! That was great.
I know the podcast is finishing now anyway.
Oh, Tony says the music is working. I don't know if anyone heard you, Kyle.
Oh, well, at least we
The
recorded
music
that.
is working.
I loved it.
Oh.
I loved it.
Back. On the, can go
No,
on
it's
the
not
end.
working. There's no music playing. I can't see anything banging through the audio.
We don't believe you.
No.
Man, 2 hours, 15
Oh.
minutes.
Oh, I must have played then, kind of just stopped.
Maybe it was quite loud.
Yeah, I didn't hear it, bizarrely. Okay. I woke up chilly again.
Good job, guys.
That's it, we're done.
Shall we? Yeah, it's late there, so we won't keep you, Lee. Shall we raid?
Yes.
Are you interested in watching?
I
Yeah.
hate that music. We didn't even hear it this time. But it's good because, Cole, I can actually snip it out that you're singing and put that as the end for the podcast.
Yeah, that'll be great. As
Or maybe
your
the beginning. Maybe at the beginning, I'm not sure. Maybe it's better at the end, actually.
Yeah,
Makes
better
more
at the
sense.
end. Keep people listening.
Yep, that's fine.
We all start having the Muppet song.
I must admit, I don't remember hearing you hum that during the week.
I was humming it all day today.
Ah. Okay. Thank you, especially to all you Kiwi guys that stayed up late to listen, and of course to Hingsman. I know it's like 2 or 3 a.m. Anyone that was listening from America, really. Thank you guys for listening. We're gonna head off and raid.
Indeed.
Raid
for
some
hanging
horror.
out, guys. Don't forget about the Hog Show next week.
Yes,
Go cause some chaos.
we'll send in some details.
Sounds great.
Cool. All right, catch you later, guys.
Bye.
In our house, we use paper plates, and every night after dinner, my wife erases the dishes.
What the heck are you watching?
Introduce our guest star. That's what I'm here to do. So it really makes me happy.
Oh, adverts. Oh, wow, okay. That was interesting.
Oh, there we go. The YouTube one is showing the Muppet Show.
Mana, mana.
Mana, mana. Mana, mana.